Test, 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 test. Are we back at it like a crack addict? What's going on, y'all? What's up? What's up? Can you all see me? Most importantly, and I'd look really dumb if you can't, can you all hear me? What's going on, people? What's happening? Let me just wait for the comments to pop up right quick. But in the meantime, let me just drag this over. All right. Move this bad boy over here. Okay, it's showing up over here on OBS. Nice. What's going on, people? What's up, y'all? What's up? Happy Saturday, everybody. How y'all doing? Shout out. Starting at the top, we got the homie Ghost Fixter bright and early. How's it going? Oh, it's going pretty swell now that I've seen you, Ghost Fixter. Oh my God. Do my eyes deceive me? Is that the flame? Is that the flame that won't go out? Yes, it is. It's the homie Flame checking in. What's going on, Flame? Oh, wow. We got Mr. Platink coming in bright and early. My guy. Here we go, guys. Get ready for it. Neo. Hope you have a fantastic live Q&A tonight. Your ability to reach out to your people is inspiring. As for my question, you already know what it is. Are you single? Oh my God, Mr. Platink. Oh, like I said, it's never a dull story when Mr. Platink comes through. But yeah, to answer that question, Mr. Platink, you already know the answer to that. All right. Oh, and then we got DIMWITMONKEY in the chat. My guy, what's going on? We got NKDN. We got Cybeer. We got Elitist Momo. The homie Neo is live. Also, I'm on my second account. This is Elitist Edits. Oh yeah, I could tell by the Elitist _. I don't know. I feel like that's become your trademark now going forward. And I won't accept anybody else with that name but you, Elitist. Oh, by the way, you guys, how are the levels? Like, can you guys hear the audio in the background? Is it overpowering my voice? How's it sounding like, y'all? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's see. Oh, we got PierretheGamer in the chat. Hey, got that Persona music going. Oh, you know what it is, bro. You know what it is. I'm just trying to make these streams a little more enjoyable for y'all. You know what? Now that I got y'all here, I have a question. Do you like having the background music for these streams? Does it affect your watching? Does it affect your listening if you're doing other things in your life and you have this on playback? Let me know down below in the comment section, because I think it provides like a nice just chatting vibe. But of course, I just want to make sure everything is accommodating for y'all. Let's see, we got Dark Star Archangel in the chat. I beat Metroid Dread today. Oof, my guy, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Who else we got? We got Lucky Diamond 77. Damn, thought I was late. Nah, you are right on time, my friend. Actually, you were early. We got Christopher Peralta. What up, my friend? We got Zap Black stating the obvious right here. Damn, Neo is tall as fuck. Yeah, man. You know what the funny thing is, Zap Black? A lot of people, they see me in this chair and they automatically assume I'm short. I mean, I get it. If you only see somebody from the waist up, it's kind of hard to gauge their height. But yeah, nah, man, I'm really tall, man. I'm 6'3". I've been 6'3" since I was 14 years old. So that's that's what my life has been like since then. Let's see who else we got up in here. We got Agent E. We got Chocolate Dude 3631. Oh, Chocolate Dude. Oh my God, Chocolate Dude. If you ever ran into Shut Up Gabe, he's got all kinds of memes for your name, man. Because that's what he be calling me. He calls me Chocolate Mass. Like I said, Gabe is just a very suspect individual. We got Pi Studios checking in. Zack Rodriguez. Okay, we got Grant in the house. Purified Storm. Oh, he's talking that greatness. The new updates for Halo, which we'll talk about in a second. Oh, and then we got PierretheGamer, who has been a member of the Phantom Weirdos for the past 10 months. So I want to say shout out to you, my brother. You already know it's all love over here. But he says, thanks for congratulating me on graduating yesterday. Love watching your streams as always. And yo, Pierre, you're a mind reader, bro. Because that's actually what I wanted to bring up, y'all. Pierre over here just graduated college yesterday. And correct me if I'm wrong, Pierre, but you got like some type of accommodations for graduating. I know you weren't just graduating. You were like some type of a leader. I'm not sure. But everybody clap it up in the chat for Pierre for this incredible milestone in his life. Pierre, you already know this, man, but I'm gonna keep saying it. I am so fucking proud of the man that you have become. Every single day you surprise me, bro, and I'm just so happy for you, man. Seriously, all the best to you going forward, bro. Let's see who else we got. We got JMac19. What's up, Neo? Any PS4 game recommendations? Oh man, there's a fucking lot, man. So just looking at my collection right now, play all of the Sony exclusives. All the first party stuff is incredible, from God of War, Horizon Forbidden West. Of course, the Spider-Man games are top tier. I mean, I don't know if you just want exclusive recommendations or games that are just happen to be on PS4. Because Nier Automata, it used to be a PS4 exclusive years ago, but now it's on everything, PC, Xbox. Play that if you haven't already. But yeah, there's a shit ton of stuff to play on PS4. I mean, if you're able to get a PS4 for dirt cheap, the library is absolutely insane. There's a lot of good stuff on there. But if you want just exclusives, all the in-house Sony stuff is great. A lot of the Japanese games that don't appear on any other platforms are really good as well. And a lot of VR stuff if you're into that. The cool thing about PlayStation VR is that if you do buy that unit, it has a couple of decent titles on there you can't get anywhere else. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Silverwolf26. We got John EV. Hey, Neo, I'm happy It Takes Two won Game of the Year. Yeah, that's going to be one of our topics this week. We're going to be talking about it. It Takes Two. We're going to be talking about the Game Awards. We got Amazing JD in the chat. What's up, Jason? How you doing, bro? Mexican Zoidberg 5'8 gang. What up? Yo, see, look at this. That's my guy. Listen, Mexican Zoidberg. It doesn't matter how tall you are. People still fear you. Like I said, you are the muscle. I'm just a pretty face in this equation, my friend. Good to see you, though, bro. We got Brett Williams II in the chat. Not to be confused with Brett Williams I. You got to make that distinction, man. We got Corey Gryffindor. Look at this man. Lying again, saying last week was the last Ask Neo on a Saturday. Listen, okay. I'm only going to address this once. But knowing me, I'll probably address it like 40 times. Ask Neo's on Saturday. We just gonna rock out as long as we can, man, because my job, they've just been giving me Saturdays off for whatever reason. And I could have sworn my manager said a few weeks back, like, yo, you're gonna change your schedule. And I said, okay, cool. And nothing has changed since. So I'm just gonna ride this wave out as long as I can, you guys. That's that. Unless you don't want me to stream, Corey Gryffindor. Unless that's what this is really all about. But it's good to see you, bro. We got Ultimate Powers 01. We got Kingdom Hearts Freak 113DXX. That man straight up sound like he's a Kingdom Hearts character. That's literally what it is. With all those X's in his name, he's like the 14th heart. That's what. No, he's the 14th member of that organization. I was making a Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance reference, like 7 light, 13 dark. We got the amazing CJB. Me and Kay said hello. What are your thoughts on the Game Awards and the Sonic 2 trailer? Yeah, we're actually going to talk about both of those. And shout out to you, my brother Chris from the UK, and Kay as well. Hope y'all are having a good night. Let's see who else we got in here. Are we almost caught up? No, we are not. We got Donator in the chat. What's up, Neo? How you doing? I'm doing good now that you and your cool sunglasses are here, my friend. And then we got Flame with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that, brother. All right, Neo, time to throw the fraud alert on you for me finishing Tales faster, but still. Hope you're doing good, brother. Also, the Pro remake is mid. Oh, there's a lot of shit to discuss there, man. So yes, I do got to point this out. I am legit surprised. I am very much so in a state of disbelief because Flame, as you know, the agitator of the stream, agitator of many streams, Flame has been shitting on Tales of Arise for months for whatever reason. He been propping up Scarlet Nexus like it's God's next gift to humanity, or for whatever reason, I don't know. He been shitting on Tales of Arise, and I was like, no, Flame, you just got to play the game. And you know, giving credit where credit is due, my guy Flame said, all right, fine, I'll finish Tales of Arise, and he actually ended up finishing Tales of Arise before me. But I need to throw out an asterisk there. I've been on the final boss section for Tales of Arise for the past month. I just can't bring myself to finish it because it's just so, like, bro, I'm so bored getting to the last part of the boss. Like, that last little section, I'm just so bored going through it. And I'm like, fuck this shit, bro. Let me play something else. Like, yes, that's literally how badly the final section of Tales of Arise has beat me down, man. Just, it was so good, man. The game was so incredible. I was singing the praises. Y'all know this. And then the final act came. And it's just, bro. Flame over here was like, man, I just skipped all that stuff. But the problem is I can't skip it. I'm not that type of person that skips stuff in a game I really like. But it's just a crazy exposition dumps, man. So I've just left it alone. I know everyone's saying, Neo, just finish the fucking game. Get it over with. Yes, I know, but Guardians of the Galaxy, Halo Infinite, all these other games are entertaining me. I want to play those. Then slog through the last, like, 2 hours of Tales of Arise. I'm telling you, I'm that fickle, guys. You learn something new every day. We got Playboy Khalifa in the chat. What's going on there, bro? We got POTC 3000. What's up? What's up? We got Jay Pert. Oh, we got everybody coming in tonight. We got Reed 94. What it do, baby? We got Ray Lee in the chat. This will be a good one. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some fun stuff to discuss tonight, y'all. And let's see. We got one last person in the chat. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, brother. I'm so sorry. Leul Asamanu. I should know how to pronounce that last name if it is what I think it is. All right, and I think that is everybody. Unless if I missed a shout out, comment down below and I'll give you a double shout out. But oh, and we got one more person coming in here. We got Warrior Fellow. I'm sorry, Warrior Fella. There we go. We don't add an R. We don't add the R's. We don't put the R's on it in this chat. But yeah, that's and there we go. We got Epsidon Sense in the chat. Let's go. I feel like y'all are doing this on purpose. All y'all who are using this as background noise, you're like, no, let me comment my name so Neo reads it and he just gets distracted. Okay, but I think those are all the shout outs I need to do for tonight. Unless there's anybody else who wants to come out. But yeah, you guys, what's going on, people? Welcome to another fantastic and fabulous episode of Ask Neo, the weekly podcast where y'all ask me questions and I answer them to the best of my ability. So beforehand, as we do with every single Ask Neo, I want to give a huge shout out to every single person who has been supporting the channel, whether it's been via Patreon, whether it's been via the YouTube memberships. You know, they just keep all the cogs turning over here. Let me just go ahead and grab y'all's list. I should have this posted in a document, but I just don't for whatever reason. So bear with me for 1 second while I go ahead and get all y'all lovely people's names right quick. But in the meantime, how's everybody doing? How's y'all's weeks been? How's your morning, your afternoon, your evenings? What y'all been playing? What y'all been reading? What y'all been up to, man? Let me know while I read off the names. So I'm going to give a huge shout out to all these YouTube members / Patreon supporters, starting at the top with Santos Jimenez, Alex Moretti, Darius Chappelle, Gaius, Jhoel Delcarmen, Zack Rodriguez, GC Plugs, Daniel Pack, Marcus Doyle, Terrell, Hustle and Motivate, PierretheGamer, who's joining us tonight, Fostings1, Colin, my boy, who, depending on his work schedule, he might drop in tonight, DIMWITMONKEY, who's also joining us tonight, Don Otaku, and Flame, our resident agitator. Thank you guys so much for the support. And other than that, I don't really got anything crazy to pimp out. You guys know, if you want to follow me on any type of social media channels, it'll be down below in the video description. The place I congregate the most is Twitter, so give your boy a follow at Twitter, twitter.com/NeoGameSpark. And in addition to that, we also have the Discord community, the Phantom Weirdos, where if you just want to hang around, talk about games, talk about how sus our mod Shut Up Gabe is, then that is definitely the place to do it. So yeah, we don't really have a lot of crazy topics tonight because, you know, it's the end of the year. There's not a lot of stuff happening in the gaming industry. Honestly, I expect it to be dry until February, to be honest, because that's like when the next onslaught of games come in and we actually have stuff to talk about. But there was some stuff that happened this week. As you guys know, it was the Video Game Awards. So that's going to be our major topic of the night, in addition to talking about Halo Infinite's campaign, because y'all know Halo Infinite's campaign after 6 long years of waiting. Oh, and shout out to the amazing JD for becoming a Phantom Weirdo. Thank you so much for that, Jason. You the best, bro. So yeah, we only really have 2 major topics tonight, the Video Game Awards and Halo Infinite. So if you guys want to dive straight into the topics, we can talk about them, or if you just want to chat for a little bit, wait for some folks to come in, we can also do that. So what do you guys want? In the meantime, I'm just gonna scroll through some of the comments while I was reading stuff. All right. Oh, and I want to give a big shout out because we have all the mods are on deck tonight, from Corey Gryffindor to NKDN, to DimWitMonkey, Flame, Jason, all you guys. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the mods doing God's work. Shout out to y'all. Ooh, and then we got the homie John McKinney coming in with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much for that, bro. And it's good to see you as well. So John McKinney says, what the Star Wars prequel trilogy should have been: all 3 films directed by Steven Spielberg, Christian Bale as Anakin Skywalker, Jennifer Connelly as Padme. That is not a bad idea. Holy shit. Especially considering the timeline of when they released it. Christian Bale would have been young enough. He has more acting expertise by comparison to Hayden Christensen. That wouldn't have been a bad idea, but honestly, I don't really have a here's the thing. The prequels, I think, could have worked had they just been written by better people. Like George Lucas, I always say this, he's a great visionary. But it's just something... Okay, you know how I describe George Lucas? George Lucas is like your friend that has all these grandiose ideas, and they sound really cool, but when push comes to shove and you actually have to materialize that, he's kind of lost. Which is why I think George Lucas works really well with other people, collaborators, who know how to channel his vision. So I wouldn't have minded if Steven Spielberg was the person who channeled George Lucas's vision. Because the thing about Steven Spielberg, my God, he's probably the most consistent filmmaker I've ever seen. When you consider how long he's been working, and like the dude just released West Side Story and it's getting critical acclaim. So I think if there ever was a director who has history with Lucas, I think it would be, Steven Spielberg. That would have been great if they worked together. Maybe he brought on a different writer to help facilitate all of that stuff. Maybe if George Lucas didn't write them, but he stayed on as like a story consultant, and he got somebody else like Kasdan, who wrote Empire Strikes Back. I think that would have been better. Oh, what's going on, Aaron Stallings? But yeah, the thing about the prequel trilogy is that the reason why I personally believe the prequel trilogy has gained a lot more appreciation in recent years, part of it has to do with the sequel trilogy obviously being a bust. But another thing is, when you compare the sequel trilogy and you compare the prequel trilogy, as corny and cheesy as the prequel trilogy is, there's still a lot of cool stuff there. A lot of cool stuff. And as we've seen with Clone Wars, it was expanded upon, right? The sequel trilogy, it has some interesting concepts, but the problem is there's nothing really to latch onto. Like the sequel trilogy, when you think about it, it's very, 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 very close-minded. Extremely close-minded. There's like nothing exciting about the world. Like looking back on it, like I'm like, okay, Force Awakens potentially could have introduced stuff like the Knights of Ren. Who are the Knights of Ren? What are they all about? By the time you get to Rise of Skywalker, you have your answer, and it's not that interesting at all. They're just a plot device. That's all it is. But the prequel stuff, there was so much exposition dump of everything in the world. You're like, okay, I could feasibly see them expand upon that. Man, wouldn't it have been amazing if we got like, I don't know, this will never happen, but if we got like a whole remake of the prequel trilogy, I would fucking love that shit, bro. Prequel trilogy where you take that shit seriously with competent dialogue. But you know what the thing is? I still got love for the prequels in my heart. Like, bro, I've rewatched Revenge of the Sith like 3 times in the past year, and I used to hate that movie. Well, not hate is a strong word. I used to vehemently dislike it, but now I can put on Revenge of the Sith and really enjoy what I'm watching. Like, obviously the stink of the last 2 movies is still there, but dude, just the stuff you got in Revenge of the Sith, oh my god, it's still really good. It's like a really good payoff. It's a really good payoff end of the trilogy type of movie, when everything else before it should have been built up towards that moment, but it wasn't. A remake of the prequel trilogy in the format of Clone Wars, that would be excellent. Dude, you know what it is? I just want to see Order 66 again. That's all it is. Like, dude, I'm that type of person where if you tell me, okay, we're going to tell the story of this character and you're going to see Order 66 from their perspective, I'm like, sign me the fuck up. I love it. I loved it seeing it in Revenge of the Sith. I love seeing it in Clone Wars. I love seeing it in Jedi Fallen Order. Ooh, especially Jedi Fallen Order, man. Because you actually got to grow with a character who has post-traumatic stress from Order 66 and losing his master, and coming to terms like whether or not it was was it his fault that he lost his master because his master sacrificed himself. Like, there's a lot of stuff weighing heavily on Cal. I'm gonna gush over Jedi Fallen Order all over again. We did that last week. We're not gonna do that again. And then we got a $4.99 super chat coming in from Corey Gryffindor. I looked back on the rave couple as Tanjiro and Nezuko. It was so crazy that the chick deleted the post, and I'm like, don't pick a fight with weebs. Oh, she deleted the post? Well, good on her for doing that shit, but dude, that's just so fucking cringy. Like, all you had to do was look up the characters. Like, just type in Demon Slayer and it comes up. Tanjiro, What is Tanjiro's relationship to Nezuko? They are siblings. That's all you needed to do. But remember, a lot of these folks, unfortunately, they don't do that research. They just hop on whatever's hip and trendy, and yeah, now they're forever immortalized in the internet as clowns. Oh, there's Colin. Colin, my boy. What's going on, bro? I didn't even know they had a Clannad Steelbook. Oh my god, that's insane. Holy shit. Did y'all know they had a Clannad Steelbook? This is news to me, man. But Colin got all the hookups. Colin has all the alerts from Blu-ray.com. I love it. I love it, man. But yeah, so let me just double check what you guys were saying. Oh, and no, we haven't discussed any topics for tonight, you guys. We literally just started. Let's see. So everyone's saying talk about Halo. Okay, all right. So yeah, let's get into the first topic of tonight, you guys. We're gonna be discussing Halo Infinite's campaign. Now, for those who are unaware or who just don't care, Halo Infinite finally launched, officially launched. It is no longer in beta as of Wednesday. We've had full access to the multiplayer for the past couple of weeks, but now we have our campaign. And you know, there was a lot riding on Halo Infinite's campaign. I don't need to remind y'all of last summer's showcase. Definitely not the greatest. And the crazy thing is, in the past year and a half, we have not seen too much on Halo Infinite. Like, we've gotten a couple of screenshots, close-ups, 5 seconds here and there, but not a full-on demonstration. Last month, we did get like a 6-minute overview video, but it wasn't full gameplay at all. So, you know, I had my reservations going into it, because, you know, it's one thing to see a competently stitched together highlight reel of the game, and another thing entirely when you actually see just gameplay. So I was very nervous going into it, but you know, if there's one thing I always live by, it's third time's the charm. Halo 4, Halo 5, and now Halo Infinite. And honestly, I gotta say, from my 5 hours of playing the Halo Infinite campaign, it's pretty fucking good. Like, it's really fucking good, man. Like, I already knew, like, from the intro, like, for me, how a Halo game starts is very critical and important. It sets the tone, it sets the mood, right? And if you compare it to, like, some of the past two Halo games, they just start and you're like, this doesn't feel right. Something feels off, especially in the case of 5. But with Halo Infinite, it starts out immediately. You got this cutscene. Oh, it's looking epic. It's crazy. And then, boom. Master Chief gets fucking pummeled. Like, the best way I could describe the intro to Halo Infinite is the intro to Avengers Infinity War. Like, you know, the Thanos versus Hulk fight? That's Master Chief versus fucking what the hell, Escharum, that's his name. I wanted to say Arishem from Eternals, but you guys know who I'm talking about. But yeah, like he did work on Chief, man, and literally he's just like, you know what, yeet, throw you out the fucking shit, bro. And I was just like, well, damn, that's one way to start a game. Holy shit, Chief is just beaten down, dude. Straight up. But that's about the most I'm going to get into as far as spoilers are concerned. That's literally the first 2.5 minutes of Halo. Do not worry, you guys. I'm not going to get into any other plot details. But yeah, that's how the game started. And I was like, okay, we're already, like, they've done what a really successful story needs to do if you're going to have a compelling villain. You set the tone for the villain. You show why he is a threat. You don't tell us why he's a threat. You show it. And in the matter of 2.5 minutes, they showed why this guy is not to be fucked with. The banished. The fucking banished, bro. Like, yo. And then from there, you know, you're going through the first, like, 2 missions or so, which is sort of a reintroduction to Halo, like, just telling you how to play the game, you know, how to use the grapple shot mechanic and all that stuff. Nothing too crazy from that. And of course, you get the new AI as well. But then you get outside, right? And honest to God, when you plant your feet on the ground and you see this open world, honest to God, it felt like the first time I was playing Breath of the Wild, and that is about the most I will say for Breath of the Wild comparisons. That is it. But literally, when you open up the game and you see all that, because it's very, they kind of trick you in a way, you know, like, it's like how Fallout 3 did it. Fallout 3, you start in the vault and, you know, you're just doing this random stuff. You're going and killing rats. You're going to classrooms. You're a baby on the ground, and your father's Liam Neeson. Like, what's going on here, bro? But then you get outside the vault, and you just see this wasteland, and everything is explorable. It's like, whoa, this is wild, bro. And of course, immediately, what did I do? After I did the whole introduction, you do the outpost thing, and you get an understanding. I just go to more of these outposts, and I just start killing people. I start putting in work. Because the thing about Halo is I want to play through more of the story, which I have been doing more story missions. But, dude, the gameplay of Halo, like, I don't know how to describe this. Like, they've made Halo Infinite's gameplay so smooth that I literally could just be dropped in a sandbox, dick around for 5 hours, not even do story missions, and still have a lot of fun. And that's what I've been doing, man. Halo Infinite is really good as far as making you feel like you're having fun playing a video game. It's none of this hand-holding stuff, none of this arbitrary, you gotta wait and walk over here and do that. No, it's just go, play the game, have fun, play your own way. And yeah, that's literally the gist of my time playing Halo Infinite. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, most of my time playing it, I've been using the grapple shot with the coils. Like, dude, I'm telling you, that grapple shot in Halo is a game changer. I know some people don't like it, but bro, what you're able to pull off with that grapple shot in terms of combat perspective, you know, being able to bring yourself closer to the enemies and it does an automatic melee, being able to, like, let's say, you know, because if you're playing it on heroic and higher, you know that you can't just run and gun through the game. So there's some situations where I'm like, crap, I'm out of ammo, what am I gonna do? Oh wait, there's this little tiny like nook that has a couple of weapons, whether it's a rifle or whether it's some grenades. You aim the grapple shot on it and it brings those to you. Like, bro, it's so fucking sick. It changes the dynamic of how people play Halo, because usually when you're playing Halo on higher difficulties, it's like you play Call of Duty on higher difficulties. You just find this little corner, you camp out there, you peek your head, you do some damage, you go back, you wait for your shields to recover, rinse and repeat. But now it adds this whole different dynamic to the Halo gameplay. But it's not just that. The entire world, the verticality of things and how they've designed stuff. Like when you're doing the outpost, like, yeah, sure, you could just run and gun, you can go ahead and you can kill them that way. But one thing I've started doing a lot of is I run around the entire outpost, right? I find my little nooks and crannies where I can camp, but then I get the drop on the enemy by using the grapple shot to get to the high ground, and I go straight Obi-Wan Kenobi on their asses like, it's over, Banished, I have the high ground, like straight up, dude. And it's just, man, it's so much fun. But I gotta say this, the worst part about Halo Infinite, like I said, I'm trying not to get into spoilers. Also, shout out to all the new people who've been in the chat while I've been talking about Halo. Shout out to y'all. Shout out. The one thing, and like I said, I have not finished the Halo Infinite campaign yet, so my opinions might change as far as the story is concerned, in terms of the mission structure, if there are missions that are not as interesting as the first couple of hours. But the one thing that really sucks about this is the fact that this world is rife for so much co-op mayhem. And the fact that there is not co-op on launch is a huge, huge, huge blow to the game. Like, I cannot state this, you guys. I can't state this harder than I already have. This open world is so much fun. And the chaos and the antics that we're going to get up to when we play it on legendary difficulty, oh my fucking God, I cannot wait. But the fact that we gotta wait minimum 5 to 6 months for co-op in this game. And it kills me, bro. It fucking kills me, man. But other than that, man, I'm really enjoying the campaign. Hopefully this momentum keeps up. Like, the mission variety continues to be great. You know, just all the other things that you're doing outside of the main story missions. I hope that stuff is competent, because what happens with a lot of these open world games is you get into the open world, like Final Fantasy 15 is a great example. Final Fantasy 15, you get into the world, you do the story missions, and then you agree to a side quest. You're thinking, okay, side quest is going to be awesome. But literally all the side quests are the same damn thing. You got to go fish here, you got to go kill those enemies there, you got to come back, rinse and repeat. So right now, Halo is not giving me any of those, like, terrible vibes. But like I said, I'm only a couple of hours in, so I don't know if things are going to change going forward. But I'm really enjoying it so far. Let me know down below in the comment sections, what do you guys think about your time playing Halo Infinite? I know a couple people here in the comments have been like, some people here have already finished the game, which is wild. But then again, you know, for how long folks have been waiting, it's not out of the realm of possibility to have it finished in a couple of days. I mean, my boy Tim Tam the Simp Man on Twitter, my boy Thomas, he finished the Halo Infinite campaign in one day. He literally, bro, he started playing it at 1 p.m. and I think he got off the game at like midnight, 1 a.m., something like that. He played it straight 12 hours doing the story. That was wild, man. I can't do that. I can't, man. Like, to me, these days, I'll play a game for maybe 2 hours, and then I got to take a break. I got to do something else. Meanwhile, I think back to when I got Persona 5. Oh, my God, bro. I was pulling in, like, 8-hour sessions on Persona 5 when that bitch came out, man. You would think that it was a full-time job, how much I was playing it. But now, I'm like, oh, 2 hours? Oof, anything more than that? Jesus. I got to go ahead and stretch my legs, do something else. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the campaign develops. And, ooh, I swear to God, I hope it does not end on a cliffhanger. Please don't end on a fucking cliffhanger. I want a complete story experience, not just sequel bait for part. That'd be a whole new trilogy at this point. Shit. But I don't think they're going to come out with a Halo 7. It's probably just going to be Halo Infinite. And then they'll just add in, like, they'll just expand upon the world like everything these days does. But let me go ahead and get to a couple of super chats. Shout out to everyone who's been joining into the chat. We got Squall. We got Esu in the chat. What's going on? Josh. King Tai Chi. What's going on? Asbelhan, my guy. What's going on, bro? Good to see y'all. We got a $4.99 chat from my homie J-World. Might not last through the whole stream, but dropping in to show love. Hope you do a year-end stream with some wine or some smoke. Here's $5 for your car freshener. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for that, bro. Oh, man. Appreciate that, man. Oh, and that's an inside joke because I'm about to start doing Lyft here recently. I just wanted to pick up a side gig just to stack some extra bread. And I was talking to my homie J-World because he does Lyft as well. So I'm like, oh, yeah, definitely, man. And that's why he says here's $5 for the air freshener, because he's like, keep that car nice and fresh. $2 coming in from the homie Marcus Doyle Terrell, who, if you guys do not know, has started a YouTube channel. $2 for Marcus. What did you think of Telltale Batman Season 1 and Season 2? Yo, let's fucking go right now. I rarely get asked about my time playing Telltale Batman, because I don't think that many people have played Telltale Batman. I unfortunately, it came out at a time when most people were sick of Telltale. Like, Telltale fatigue really started to set in around 2016, man, because they were doing Telltale games for everything. They had Walking Dead seasons, Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands, Minecraft, Game of Thrones, Guardians of the Galaxy. What else am I missing from Telltale? They had a shit ton of stuff, and then they also did Batman on top of that. So going into that, bro, I was very, very, very I was very nervous because, you know, Telltale, if you play, because the thing is, earlier Telltale games have more gameplay than more recent and contemporary Telltale games, whereas they're just like, you're along for the ride, you'll click a couple of buttons, that's it. Older Telltale games definitely had more exploration. It definitely had you, like in the case of Back to the Future, you actually had to use gadgets in the environment to do things, whereas now it's just context specific. So okay, you're Batman, you have to, you know, click this thing, but it's a very, people who play Telltale games understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, I was nervous going into it because Telltale, and then at that time BVS came out, so I was really fucking sick of Batman being in places he didn't belong. But I gave it an honest shot, and bro, that first season I was thoroughly impressed, man. If you guys have not played Telltale Batman, I implore you to do that, because this is one of the best acted and written Batman stories. Like, it's essentially Batman. It's not a year one story. I'd say it's more like a year two. He has a little bit of time on the job, but he's not this seasoned veteran. So you're seeing things from an early Batman's point of view, but not so early where he had just donned the cape and cowl. And dude, like, you play through this game, and I thoroughly believe that Matt Reeves and what he's doing with Batman in this movie will implore people to play that Telltale game, because what Matt Reeves is doing, he's doing more of a realistic is so overused when it comes to discussing stuff, but Matt Reeves is doing a more contemporary, realistic take on Batman. That's what they did in the Telltale game. You know, the character of Oswald Cobblepot in Telltale is very different from the Oswald Cobblepot we see in the comics and the old movies and stuff like that. and it's just fantastic, man. Like it definitely does flip the script on a couple of preconceived Batman lore, but it's done in such a really interesting way. And then season 2 introduces the Joker, and right then and there, again, going back to what I was saying, Batman fatigue. I was fucking sick and tired of the Joker. Suicide Squad came out, and I'm like, no, that's it, no more Joker, bro, we good. But then they find a way to make the Joker compelling, which honestly, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is being able to write a character competently, and that is what they did. Bruce and Joker have a relationship in that game. Let me not get into spoilers. We got into spoilers. I really want to, but no, seriously, you guys, the game is so good. It's on sale for dirt cheap, as low as like $8, $9, $10. Trust me, if you just want a chill, very relaxing game, that's beautiful story, well acted. I can't stress that enough. Then seriously, Telltale Batman is great, and it kills me that we're never going to see a season 3. Never going to see a season 3. That's just, man, I'm gonna cry inside. But yeah, honestly, like, Telltale Batman is like top 3 Telltale experiences for me. Like, top 3 Telltale stuff, of course, like I said, Telltale Batman. Number 2 is going to be The Walking Dead. And number 1, I know this is kind of cheating because it's only one season compared to the other ones that have multiple ones. Number 1, my all-time favorite Telltale game, is The Wolf Among Us. There ain't no Telltale game that's going to be better than that. Nothing's going to be better than the Big Bad Wolf. I bought that game and I beat it on PC. I beat it on Vita. I have it on PS4. I was fucking around and thinking maybe I'll buy this on Xbox too. Like, it's just that good, man. I love it. Dude, I know. I really would love a season 3 of Telltale Batman, but with the way Telltale is right now, I just need them to focus on one game at a time. And if that game was Wolf Among Us, I said, all right, you know what? Fine. Because they're not going to be doing the episodic stuff anymore. It's just going to be full complete package, which I kind of like. Life is Strange did that too. But then they just recently announced, and we'll touch on this when we get into the Game Awards, they're going to be working on The Expanse, which that right there just blew my mind. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Wolf Among Us fans in the chat. What's up to y'all? Oh, take it easy, Chris Peralta. You have a good one, my friend. Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens has a better story than the movie. Well, that's the thing. Those Lego games are just very charming, man. Very, very charming. But yeah, okay. So I think we covered Halo Infinite as much as I can, because like I said, I only have a few hours in the campaign. But yeah, let's get into the next main topic for tonight, you guys. The Game Awards. Yes. So Jeff Keighley's Game Awards went down Thursday night. I opted against streaming it, and I decided to make plans with other people in my life, because I'm gonna be real, y'all. If you've watched these award shows, you know what you're in for. It's a couple of hours of video games, but not honoring video games. The thing about the Game Awards, and this has been the problem dating all the way back to Spike TV, the thing about the Game Awards is it's just there for the advertisers. That's all it is. It is not a night to celebrate the greatness of gaming. It isn't. Because if it was a night, they would actually spend time honoring video games. They would do more than just having an orchestra play music for little excerpts here and there. It's very, like, I don't put a lot of energy into these award shows because at the end of the day, I don't care. But it is something when you see a person come on here and say, we're celebrating video games tonight, and you spend more time pimping out Amazon Luna ads than you do the actual games. Like, I know more about Amazon Luna than I did what game won what category. Like, dude, Jeff Keighley was up there saying, all right, so here are the awards we're going to be breezing on by. Like 40 awards in the span of 2 seconds. Literally, he was like this. All right, so best RPG. He didn't even name the games in the category. The games just showed up on the screen, and he says, okay, best RPG, Tales of Arise. Best music soundtrack, Nier Replicant. Like, what the fuck? And the times in which they did honor the developers, the people who pour their blood, their sweat, and their tears and their passion into this, they're up there for maybe 60 seconds top, if that. Like, these are the people that spend their livelihoods creating these experiences that we're supposed to be honoring, and you just like mosey on by for other shit like Doritos twerking. Like, I get it, bills have got to be paid, and to put on a showcase like that, it's not cheap. I understand it, but you got to do a better job. Like, if you were to calculate all the awards that were given, this show could have been like half an hour, if that. So in terms of looking at this as an actual award show celebrating it, I know they're not trying to be the Oscars, but dude, at least the Oscars has better segments going on in their showcases. And the Oscars, in my opinion, is not that entertaining at all. It really isn't. But compared to the Game Awards, it's like leaps and bounds better, because at least people up there can speak. Ugh. But yeah, if there was something that was very good from this year's Game Awards by comparison to last, is the game announcements and the gameplays. Basically, the Game Awards has become E3 in a sense. Like, you have E3 and then you have this other showcase. So honestly, the Game Awards, if you look at it like another version of Gamescom or E3, then maybe you find some enjoyment. But did it need to be 4 hours long? Oh, hell fucking nah, bro. Hell nah. But let's get into some of the announcements. And for those asking, I wasn't complaining about the orchestra pieces. I actually love that stuff. But when you spend more time having random celebrities do music, like, I don't, come on now. I would much rather see the composers of these games compose live rather than you getting Imagine Dragons. Even if it's relevant, I would rather you get more of the people. Like, fuck, like, the best part of the show was the Game of the Year segment where they did live renditions of the music for those games. Like, we couldn't get those set pieces all throughout the show. But anyways, what people really want to know is why you ain't beat Halo Infinite on Legendary. Oh no, I'm gonna go back and beat Halo Infinite on Legendary, bro. I just did Heroic for my first run, which I'm going through right now, and now I'm gonna go through and do Legendary. Make no mistake about that, Black Bond. But I want to shout out my homie Black Bond in the chat right now, because this dude, oh my, first off, I gotta call this man's credibility into question, because, you know, Black Bond, he's like, social rejects this, social rejects that. This man spent 17 hours streaming Halo Infinite. This man streamed Halo Infinite for almost an entire day. I remember I woke up, I saw this man Bond was streaming. I was going to bed. This man Bond is still streaming. I was like, what the hell? Like, you know what? I think that is a sign of how great of a game Halo Infinite is. Because if that game was trash, Bond would maybe stream it like 2 hours, 3 hours one night, then come back to it the next night. But this man streamed it for 17 hours. Holy shit. He says it's social reject season. Yeah, I guess so, man. But you know what? No, it's not social reason. It is not social reject season yet, Bond, because the weather has not dropped. It is not that cold. You can still go out and do things. Nah, but shout out to the homie Bond, man. That's just wild, bro. That's insane. And shout out to all the new people who've been joining in between. If y'all are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. But yeah, let's get into some of the games that they announced and showed off. I'm only going to be listing a couple, so if you guys want to go ahead and list some of the other ones, feel free and I'll speak on that. But yeah, honestly, for me, this is the highlight of the night. A Wonder Woman game from the developers of Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Okay, so first things first, you guys know this. I've been preaching from the rooftops that DC needs to do more with their characters. They keep relying on the Bat family day in, day out. And every single time we try to get a glimpse of other characters like, I don't know, Superman, they got to shove Batman in there. It's fucking infuriating. Like, listen, I love Batman as much as the next guy. I love a lot of his stories. A lot of his stories are pretty damn good. But there's more DC characters available at your disposal, like Cyborg, like Flash, like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, you would think that with the success of the first movie, right? It almost made $1 billion, that, yo, maybe we need to start looking into a Wonder Woman TV show. Maybe we need to start looking into a Wonder Woman video game. And it took a couple of years, but we finally got one coming from the developers of Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. And that right there excites me, because what they were most famous for with that game was their Nemesis system, which is this really, really intuitive system where, you know, if you're fighting enemies and you die, that enemy becomes more powerful and he rises within the ranks of the army. That stuff is fucking incredible. So they're adapting that into the world of superheroes. Like, I don't even know how this game is going to play. I assume it's probably going to be an open world because, you know, in order to use the Nemesis system, it can't just be closed off environments. That Diana and her entire move set, I want to see how the lasso is going to be used. I want to see if they're going to let her fly across the world. Hopefully it's not all waypoints here and there. That would be very, very not waypoints. I'm sorry. Towers that you have to sync up to. I hope not. But yeah, man, I'm excited for it, man. This game is probably a few years out, but the fact that it exists and WB and Warner Brothers, wow, WB and DC Comics is actually doing something with these DC properties, I am very excited. And then from there, out of nowhere, but for those who are, you know, keeping their ear to the ground, you kind of saw this coming. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. Now, I understand a lot of people here probably haven't played the first Alan Wake. It came out 10 years ago, and they recently released a remaster. But Alan Wake is one of those cult hit classics. You know what I'm saying? It came out at a time where it had a lot of competition. 2010, you know, we had Red Dead Redemption. Call of Duty was really picking up steam. So I know a lot of people didn't play Alan Wake. It was only on Xbox until it came to PC a few years later. But it's a very, very good, underrated gem. In 2021, the year of our Lord, Remedy announced that they're doing a remaster of Alan Wake. And every single time a developer or publisher says they're doing a remaster, you gotta think bigger, because it's not just something they're doing to make a couple extra bucks. Like that happens with a lot of companies. It is what it is, especially if you're someone like Bethesda and Capcom, who keeps re-releasing Resident Evil and Skyrim. But for Remedy to do that out of the blue and say, hey, listen, we have a remaster of Alan Wake coming out, right then and there, I was like, okay, that's a little suspicious. And then sure enough, a few months later, Alan Wake 2 is announced. So I'm thoroughly excited for that. They set a date for 2023. I'm not sure if it's going to hit that date, given everything happening in the world. But the fact that they did set it that far out gives me a little bit of hope that they've been working on it since the release of Control. Control wrapped up in 2019, so let's assume they were in the pre-planning stages. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. So it does line up. That's like a good 4 years of development. But the most interesting part about that is it's going to be a completely different genre. They're going straight up survival horror, which, dude, that interests me so much more than if it was the exact same gameplay of Alan Wake. Because the thing about Alan Wake is held up by its story. It's held up by its Twin Peaks influences. It's held up by mainly those things. The gameplay is very, very simple and rudimentary. It's literally, you have a flashlight, you shine it on these black blobs, and then you shoot them and kill them. That's basically it. Like it's just very, very formulaic. But you know, for a game like that at the time, it worked. In 2021, I'm not sure if people would still want to rock with that type of gameplay. So them doing a more survival horror route, just thinking about how much more important the use of your flashlight will be, dude. It's giving me Outlast 1 vibes if that's what they're going for. So yeah, I'm excited to definitely see more of Alan Wake 2. I think they said they're showing off more in the summer. So, you know, we got a little bit of time to wait, but either way, man, I'm excited for it. What else happened? The Game Awards, and let's see, any other announcements they did. There's a new Star Wars game in development from Quantic Dream. So for those who don't know, Quantic Dream, they're the developers behind Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human. That was the last game they put out, I believe in 2018, like early 2018, right? And the thing about Quantic Dream is that they got a lot of flack for the style of games that they make. But I'm be real, I actually don't mind Quantic Dream's gameplay styles. To me, they come off more as the high budget Telltale. You know what I'm saying? Because all their stories are essentially choose your own adventures, branching narratives. And when they say branching narratives, they actually mean it. There's a lot of different choices that go down. Like in Heavy Rain, for example, your characters can die in the playthrough. And if the characters aren't there, it will drastically change how things progress. I love stuff like that because it makes no two playthroughs the same, and they actually mean it, right? And, you know, they've had a couple of misses here and there. Beyond Two Souls wasn't anywhere near as good as Heavy Rain. But then they came back to it with Detroit Become Human. But the thing about them having a Star Wars game, this is what kind of bothers me. Like, yeah, I understand people have issues with Quantic Dream because of their workplace abuse allegations and the harassment, and that stuff is very important. But the thing that kind of bothers me about them working on a Star Wars game, as much as I love it, I just hope it's not restricted. Because the thing about working on licensed properties is that there's only a certain amount of wiggle room you can play with before whatever entity comes in and says, no, you can't do this. So them doing a choose your own Star Wars adventure, how far is Disney gonna let them go? That's what really worries me, because it could be interesting, cool, but if they want to try to fit it in with the canon, or say that, okay, you can't do certain things that are canon breaking, I don't know how much more they'll have to, like, how much room they can realistically play with. But the game is really early in development, so we probably won't be seeing this bare minimum till, like, man, 2024, maybe end of 2023, but I highly doubt that. But either way, I'm excited to see what a Star Wars game is looking like not under EA, because that's where we're going to start getting a lot more of going forward, and why a lot of these upcoming projects are going to take a lot of time, because no developer could really work on the Star Wars license until like until the time lapse. We learned that the Division developer, you know, they worked on the Division. I forgot their name. Massive. There we go. Massive Entertainment. They're working on a Star Wars game. We don't have a good idea of exactly what it's going to be, but probably an open world live service game, which for Star Wars I don't think is the worst idea, especially if you're playing it as a bounty hunter. Maybe you're playing it as a Mandalorian. I think that'd be very interesting. And if they make it a really competent third-person shooter, which is what the Division is, it's a very well-made third-person shooter. You mix in Star Wars bounty hunter missions and all that stuff, dude, it could be really fucking incredible. And then, yeah, we're gonna get a lot of different games from different teams, you know. So we have Jedi Fallen Order 2 that's in the works. We all know that's gonna get a sequel with how it's sold in the reception. We have this Star Wars game from Quantic Dream. We have the open world Star Wars game from Massive. So I'm excited, man. It's a good time to be a Star Wars fan, because we're finally getting back to a diverse lineup of games that we saw in like the 90s and the early to mid 2000s, like the peak time for Star Wars fans. And of course, how could I forget, we have the KOTOR remake coming out from Aspyr. So there's a lot of good shit coming out, man. I'm excited. And what's going on to all the people who've been joining in the chat? We got Just Slick, we got DWTV, MX Woods. Who else is in here? We got Winterfort Studios. We got Luis Mayorga, Sora Life Story. We got Space Citizen. We got Sean Wachowski. Damn, everybody's showing up tonight. Shout out to y'all. Shout out. Let me answer some questions real quick before we dive into talking more about the Game Awards. Let's see. So Space Citizen says, I scored a warehouse job on the 3rd. It saved Christmas for me and my cat. Oh, dude, that is awesome. Congratulations to you, man. I know, you know, this time of year can be extremely rough, especially with everything that's been going on in the world and how the job situation has been, my friend. So I'm very happy that you were able to secure some employment, bro. Hey, Big Nate, what's going on? We discussed Halo Infinite's campaign for a little bit, and now we're just talking about the Game Awards. And for those asking, yes, I'm gonna talk about Hellblade 2. That's actually gonna be the next thing we discuss. What's going on, Jay? Good to see you. I've been doing good, my friend. I've been doing good. Finally made it to Ask Neo again. Yes, and it is good to see you, Sora. It's good to see you. Let's see. Alan Wake looks like Jake Gyllenhaal in the trailer. Yeah, I saw a lot of people commenting that. You know, to me, you know who he looked like? Not Jake Gyllenhaal. Who's that other guy? I was just talking about this with somebody on Friday. It is literally going to come to me after I finish the stream. I'll be like, it was that person. But yeah, I definitely, when I watched the trailer, I had no idea. That was him until it literally flashed Alan Wake 2. Because he looks so different, man. Looks so different. And it has been a long time. Now, if Alan Wake, the first game, had come out, like, let's just say 2017, and then they announced the sequel, okay, they would look somewhat similar. But this is like a different character model 10 years later. Bradley Cooper. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Halo TV series? Yeah, so this is another thing that they showed off in the Game Awards. I almost forgot it, actually. We got our first glimpse at the Halo TV show. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people in the chat are excited for it. I understand that. Everyone's been wanting a Halo movie, TV show for the longest time, and it's finally materializing. Keanu Reeves! That's who it was! No. Was it Keanu Reeves? No, it wasn't Keanu Reeves. Who the fuck was I thinking of? Oh, God. Anyways, so a lot of people have been wanting a live-action Halo whatever for a long time. But the thing with me is, like, I'm just a jilted gamer, man. I've been through so many bad adaptations in my life that I can't give things the benefit of the doubt until I actually see them for myself. I can't get hyped off trailers. I can't do anything like that. So what I saw in that little, it's not even a trailer. It's just a teaser. It's just a whole bunch of random shots. I was like, okay, that looks kind of cool. But to me, what it came off as was a glorified TV ad for a Halo video game. Like, it doesn't give me anything to latch onto. It doesn't give me anything where I'm like, okay, do we have a good idea of what the story might be about? Any of that stuff. It's just a whole bunch of random shots. Like, all right, if you're a Halo fan, you could pick apart those things and say, oh, that's a reference to this, that's a reference to that. Cool. But for me, I'm viewing this more as a television show. And if a television show did those random thoughts, I'd be like, random shots, I'd be like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. So I want to get excited. I do. They're not giving me anything to get excited about. Like, let me get a full-on scene of what this show is going to look like instead of just like these random shots of Master Chief. Come on now. I need more. Oh, okay. Oh, Kiko Jones right there. Jared Leto. He looked like fucking Jared Leto in Morbius. That's who Alan Wake looked like right there. Jared Leto. That's who it is. There it is. All right. Oh my God. But yeah, so what else happened at the Game Awards? Some cool stuff that they showed off. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Man. All right. So Rocksteady has not put out a whole game. I'm not talking about like a remaster or a VR title. I'm talking a whole game since Batman Arkham Knight. That was in 2015. And all things considered, Batman Arkham Knight had some high points, but it had a lot of low lows. So for me, I'm viewing it more like the last really good Rocksteady game I got was Batman Arkham City. That was 10 years ago. So them coming out with this Suicide Squad game, like, bro, they announced this shit last summer and they have not shown really anything. We've got CGI trailers, in-game trailers, but I want to see gameplay. I want to see what we're playing. And we didn't get full-on gameplay. We didn't get unaltered, uninterrupted gameplay. We did get a sizzle reel of what it'll look like. Man, it looks fucking good. It looks really good. Like, visually, it looks on point. The vibrancy of the colors, the verticality of the gameplay. I got major, like, me and Mr. Matty Plays on Twitter were talking about this. And also Ryan McCaffrey. Like, dude, it looks straight up like Sunset Overdrive. Straight up like Sunset Overdrive. That's the first thing I thought of. And honestly, if this is just a really, really fun co-op game with DC characters and they're really well made, like the actual characters have a lot of like weight to them, they have a lot of uniqueness in their identities and how they play. Like, obviously, like someone like King Shark is gonna play very different from Harley Quinn, who's gonna play very different from Deadshot. Like, I'm gonna eat that shit up, bro. That's straight up co-op with the boys day one. And that's what I'm seeing in this Suicide Squad game, man. I never thought in my wildest imaginations I would be more excited for a Suicide Squad game than Marvel's Avengers. Just let that sit in for a second, guys. A Suicide Squad game looks more fun than an Avengers game. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. DC doing what Marvel don't. Like, this is just absolutely insane, man. This is absolutely insane. But yeah, I'm really excited for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Depending on how they handle things, you know, like, because they say, yeah, it's gonna be a single player focused narrative with online co-op, cool. But you know, with these companies, they might try to do some type of BS. It might be a day one. It might be a day one, bro. But either way, I definitely do want to play it. It was fucking great, man. But one thing I will say this much though is I want to see how the story explains the Suicide Squad fighting the Justice League. Because, you know, they had Flash in the trailer and Flash was fighting them. The Flash could kill all of those members like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially going up against someone like Harley Quinn. Like, I get it. It's a comic book story, so you kind of have to suspend your belief for a little bit. But how in the world are they going to go up against Superman outside of, everyone has kryptonite. Everyone has kryptonite weapons. Like, straight up. Like, Deadshot has kryptonite bullets. Harley Quinn has a kryptonite hammer. Like, I want to see exactly how they explain those things. That's what I want. I don't think they're gonna actually kill the members of the Justice League because, you know, they're not gonna. DC's not gonna fucking allow that. They're gonna try to find some type of loophole. But if they actually did kill the Justice League, I'd be like, yo, that's fucking badass, bro. They went there. But yeah, hopefully it lives up to the early Rocksteady games like Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. Speaking of which, somebody out there has got to do a fucking remaster of those games on the consoles. Because them shits being stuck at 30 frames per second is just not the wave, man. Like, I know I got it on PC and everything, but man, like, how the fuck are those games still at 30 frames per second? Why would you re-release a remaster at 30 frames per second? I don't get that. Those are PS3 games, man. Oh, yeah, Teen Titans. Teen Titans would definitely... Dude, I'm surprised they have not greenlit a Teen Titans game. You know what? I think depending on the success of Suicide Squad, that might be the next thing they do. They might try to create a live service game with the Teen Titans roster, which, depending on how it's handled, I wouldn't mind it. But again, it comes back to, is it going to be more like an Avengers or is it going to be more like a Guardians of the Galaxy? Because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Let's see, what else did they show off at the Game Awards? This is crazy. This was our only uninterrupted view of actual gameplay. We got our first look at Hellblade 2. Now, Hellblade 2 it was announced like 2 years ago at the Game Awards. So we're talking about December 2019. This is the first time we actually see tangible gameplay 2 years later. And dude, that is definitely a leap. That is definitely a major leap by comparison to the first Hellblade game. Based off everything that's happening in this, I think we're in for a really, really fucking trippy story. And that was one of the things about the first Hellblade game. I always wondered, like, how would they actually do a sequel? Because yeah, there's ideas for a sequel, but the best part about Hellblade is that the story was really self-contained. So for them to come back and call it Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga, you know, that leads me to believe that they might have more stories at their disposal. But yeah, everything we saw in terms of gameplay looked fantastic. I would have wished if we gotten actual gameplay rather than, okay, they're walking down here and then they're running back. But what we saw, which is what we wanted to see how the game looked running in engine. It looks fantastic. What else did they show off? We got a couple of announcements here and there. Persona 4 Ultimax is getting a remaster. It's coming out on PC, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch. And also, Final Fantasy VII Remake is getting a PC release, and I believe it's going to be available in just a couple days on the 16th. So that's dangerously close. And that was actually one of my predictions with FF7 Remake. And this is something Leon, he just donated a $2 super chat. I'm getting Final Fantasy VII Remake for PC. I had a feeling because when they released Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which was the complete set, it came with the Yuffie DLC. On that thing, instead of saying 12 months exclusivity like the first game did, it said April 2020 to April 2021. This one only said 6-month exclusivity. So in my mind's eye, I was thinking to myself, all right, if they ever are going to announce that this game is coming to different platforms, it would be in December, because that game released in June 2021. 6 months later, December 2021, boom, we have it coming to PC. It's going to be exclusive to the Epic Games Store, which I know some folks are going to be not buying the game. But you know how Epic has just been money hatting a lot of developers, especially those who use Unreal Engine. They're like, oh yeah, we'll definitely pay for these costs, because, you know, they're trying to secure people to sign up for their service. I get it. I understand it. I don't know the timeline of how Epic Games Store exclusives, how long they stay on the service, because I know some of them are 6 months, others are a year. But either way, if you do want to play the game on Steam, you're gonna have to wait a little while longer. But it's well worth it, because Final Fantasy VII Remake is a fantastic game. Outside of the padding in the story, but the combat system is, dude, that combat system is GOAT. I love it, man. I fucking love it. I look at that combat system in FF7 Remake, and that is exactly how I would pitch a Star Wars game with multiple characters. So you would have a Star Wars game, you'd have a Jedi, you'd have a bounty hunter, you'd have just all sorts of random assortments of different alien races, different job types, and you have it set up like Final Fantasy VII Remake, where, you know, the majority of the time you're doing your action, but you also have your spells, and then you can slow down stuff. You can select the characters and have them do certain things. You can chain stuff together. Like, dude, somebody has got to make a Star Wars game like that, or a Marvel game like that. Shit, bro. A Marvel game in the style of Final Fantasy VII Remake. You can have Iron Man on your team, Spider-Man, Captain America, the Punisher, and they all play extremely differently. Like, holy shit, bro. That would be awesome. Damn. Now I'm going to cry myself to sleep because I want that. Epic took 2 years just to have a functional card. I know, bro. You would think that they hired Nintendo engineers over at Epic with the way they're waiting for those features. Oh, my guy, D'Angelo. What's going on, bro? D'Angelo worked from 10 a.m. to 7, but you got to get that overtime. Yeah, man, listen. I know how it is, bro. Like, all of 2019, I was just straight grinding, working 2 jobs, pulling in overtime. And that money was good, man. That money was really good. Helped build up my savings, pay off some stuff. And I'm getting ready to do that shit again, man. Getting ready, man. Because with me in life, I don't just like being content. I like being ahead of the game. So for me, if all my bills is paid, that's good. But I want to make sure I have extra money in advance, which is why I work so much. That was why 2019, there wasn't really a lot of content on the channel. It's because I was making sure I got myself situated. Because that's what you got to do, you know? But yeah, what else did they show off? I mentioned this earlier, but The Expanse, which is one of the greatest sci-fi shows out there. If you guys have not checked out The Expanse, it's available on Amazon Prime Video. Trust me, it's the best show out right now if you're a sci-fi fanatic. It's so good, and they just debuted the final season, which really sucks. But, you know, it's the final season. I'm happy that it's ending, but I'm very sad that this is the final season. But yeah, that's getting a Telltale game. Very surprising, out of nowhere. But I think that works really well for the Expanse story, especially if you're a fan of the books. I do want to start the books at some point. But I don't know any type of timeline on when this is actually going to release. I'm going to be really pissed off if this comes out before Wolf Among Us 2. If this comes out before the Wolf Among Us 2, I am going to raise some hell, man. You can't do that. You can't do that, bro. What else? They had that game from the Japanese Bokeh Studios. It's this survival horror type of game. It looks really trippy. I forgot the exact name of what it is. Y'all will comment down below. Because the thing is, I didn't actually watch the entire show because I was out at the time and I was just checking my phone periodically and I was scrubbing around saying like, oh, that looked kind of cool. That's great. Whatever. But yeah, most of my updates were coming from Twitter. And I still haven't got a chance to sit down and watch the entire show outside of like the Hellblade gameplay trailer. But yeah, what Splitterhead, that's what it's called. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, but what else did they show off? I don't know, man. I'm forgetting a lot of stuff that happened because that show was so friggin' long, bro. That bitch was 4 hours long. And some of that stuff you just like, okay, you know? Like, I think they showed off that Platinum Games title, Babylon's Fall. Did they show that off, or am I going crazy? I felt like I saw that when I was scrubbing through. Oh, here's another one. Sonic Frontier. Yeah, they if I speak. Yeah, so they showed off Sonic Frontier. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I don't know why y'all keep getting excited for Sonic games. Like, I'm sorry, but Sonic has not been good in 10 years. Like, the only good Sonic game we gotten was Sonic Mania, and that's not even a Sonic Team game. That's a fan project that Sega published. That's literally what it is. No disrespect to Sonic Mania. It's a fantastic game. But let's be real. Sonic Team, they've been putting out garbanzo beans for 10 years, bro. So this Sonic game, Sonic Frontier, Like what? It's gonna be an open world Sonic game. I don't know. Like I hope the game is good. I hope this game is great, but we'll just have to see. Because people were talking the same thing with Sonic Forces, and look what that happened. I just remember that shit because I was shitting on Sonic Forces when it was first announced. I said this thing is gonna be garbage. Stop it, guys. And then what happened? They just have to pick one type of gameplay for Sonic and stick with it. Because what happens with Sonic Team is that people got tired of 2D. Okay, so they switched it up. They did 3D. But instead of refining 3D like they're supposed to do, they keep switching genres. It's like, how are you ever going to get better at something when you keep switching because people had issues with this one game? They need to just go back to basics and figure out what works and expand upon that. That's all they need to do. That's literally it. Ah, man. Maybe one day. What's going on, Oblivion? 90 people on stream and only 40 likes. What the fuck? I appreciate that, man. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. But yeah, speaking of Sonic, there was something dope that came from the Game Awards. And I'm talking about something seriously dope. I'm talking your boy Neo is excited. We got our first trailer for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie sequel. Okay, as you guys know, again, full disclosure, when they dropped the first trailer for that Sonic movie, I was shitting on that. I have a video on my channel. I think it's titled "The Sonic the Hedgehog Movie Trailer Made Me Wish Thanos Was Real." Because watching that trailer, I was disgusted. I was like, wait, this is Sonic the Hedgehog? What are they doing to him? But then they went back, they redesigned the character, and just based off of that alone, the fact that they delayed the movie and redesigned the character, off of principle, I was like, you know what? I'm going to see your movie. I'm going to plop down my $15 for a ticket, and I'm going to support y'all. I don't care if the movie is garbage. The fact that you listen to the fans, that right there won me over. I bought my ticket, I watched the movie, and I came out surprised. It was actually a decent movie. Was it the greatest movie in the world? Was it pushing the boundaries of what it means to be XYZ? No. It was a very, very safe fish out of water story starring Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was just Sonic. It wasn't anybody else in his like, you know, his friends and all that stuff. It was just Sonic and Dr. Robotnik in the real world, which is not the most exciting thing for a movie based off Sonic, but you know, the fact that they made a decent movie, that is what I cared about the most. And to this day, Sonic the Hedgehog is still my favorite live action video game adaptation because it was very safe. It did what it needed to do, and that's fine. And the sequel, I was like, okay, now that they have people's trust, they can go above and beyond and do some different things. And then they showed that sequel. They showed off Dr. Robotnik in his beautiful form. They showed off Knuckles. Dude, it looks so fucking dope, man. It looks so fucking dope. Like, I never thought in my wildest imagination your boy Neo would be excited for a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Like, bro, that's a day one for me. Like, I'm about to go see a Sonic the Hedgehog movie with Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik. Oh my god. If they do Super Sonic, holy shit. But yeah, man, it's looking pretty dope. Oh, I think the music stopped. Hold up. Nah, that bitch is still going. Holy shit. It's just very quiet. I think it's about to switch tracks. But one thing I really liked. Oh, and appreciate the super chat, Grant. I'll get to it in a second. One thing I really liked about this trailer was how they're handling Knuckles. Now, we won't know until we see the actual movie, but it looks like they're actually taking the Knuckles character very seriously. Because, listen, I love Sonic Boom. I love Knuckles in that show. I think the writing in Sonic Boom is hilarious. But I do miss classic Knuckles, where he was more of a, not an antagonist, but he was a serious character, right? Knuckles has always gotten the rap of being the Piccolo of the group, where he started out as an antagonist for Sonic, but then he came around and he joined the group, but he still had that very much so like serious demeanor. In recent years, Knuckles has been relegated to the joke character because they have the rivalry between Sonic and Shadow, and that's, oh my god, are we just doing a lore deep dive of Sonic the Hedgehog in the year 2021 of our Lord? Is Neo doing a lore deep dive of Sonic the Hedgehog? Oh my god. I'm just as surprised as y'all. This is crazy. But, you know, ever since Shadow was introduced, that became the de facto rivalry between Sonic and Shadow. And so they're like, okay, let's change one of our characters to be more comedic in the group. And unfortunately, that became Knuckles, right? But what I'm really hoping they do in this movie is that they keep Knuckles that serious character, but then they introduce Shadow further down the road, whether it's in movie 3 or movie 4, and they give us the tragic backstory of Shadow, and they build up the rivalry between him and Sonic. Like that is something I'm really looking forward to, because then what you can do is you can tug on the heartstrings and the emotions with Shadow's backstory while still making him a complete badass. Like, you can do so much with the Shadow character. And shout out to my boy Rob, Rots112. We were just talking about this. Shadow is kind of the Vegeta character done right. You know, like, Shadow starts out being extremely edgy and blah, blah, blah. But then he has his redemption, and he finds his place in the world. Whereas Vegeta, that nigga don't got a job. That nigga does not got a job at all, man. He's just mooching off of Bulma, straight up. So yeah, I'm very excited to see where they go with this Sonic story. I'm excited to hear Idris Elba as Knuckles. Just that line alone. Ooh, dude, that line was so fucking raw. He was like, "Do I look like I need your power?" I was like, what the fuck? He just like, bam. And it's like, where are my manners? Sonic, meet Knuckles. Dude, that shit was great, man. Oh my god. Yeah, Vegeta is definitely a freeloader, y'all. That man living up in Bulma's crib rent-free. Oh my god. Is Vegeta a bad bitch? Oh my god. Because bad bitches be freeloading. So does that make Vegeta a bad bitch? Oh no. Oh no. He definitely got the temper of a bad bitch. Oh no. The more I think about it, the worse this gets. Oh, $2 super chat from Leon. Shadow be like Sasuke. Oh no, dude, do not disrespect Shadow the Hedgehog, Leon. I take full offense to that. Shadow is dope. If we're talking about favorite Sonic game, ooh, you see, here's the thing. A lot of the Sonic games I really enjoyed, I have not played in a decade plus, guys. So my opinions may be skewed based off of nostalgia. But I really enjoyed Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 a lot. That might be cliche. I think everybody enjoys them. But I enjoyed Sonic 2, Sonic 3. What else came out in that era? I didn't really play too many of the spin-offs. I really didn't, to be honest. I heard some of them were kind of cool. Let's fast forward to the 2000s. Of course, Sonic Adventure 2. The first Sonic Adventure, it's got its control issues, but what I really enjoyed in those games was the story more than anything. And the Chow Garden. Again, very, very cliche stuff. I understand that. It's been a long time since I played them. Let's see, what else came out in 2000? Okay, I know some of y'all are about to unsubscribe right now, but I loved the living crap out of Sonic Heroes. I don't care. I loved Sonic Heroes. I loved that intro. I loved the gameplay. Me and my little brother, we would rent that constantly from Blockbuster until we ended up buying the game ourselves. I loved that. And then after that, I didn't really play too many Sonic games. Like, I rented Sonic and the Secret Rings. Very, very disappointing game. Same thing for the sequel, Sonic and the Black Knight. I just didn't even touch that one. Sonic Unleashed, I did play. I enjoyed the daytime stages. The Werehog stuff I wasn't crazy about, but the daytime stages were excellent. Let's see, what else? Sonic 06. I tried to play it on stream for the homie Purified Storm, but for whatever reason, the emulator kept screwing up. So I've only played a couple hours of that one. Not that great. And then I dabbled in the handheld stuff. I played Sonic Rush, and this one might surprise some people. Sonic, I think it's called Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. It came out on the DS. That was developed by BioWare. I don't know what people thought about that game, but I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was a different kind of Sonic game. It was cool. And then from there, I think the last major Sonic game I played, I'm talking major. No, there was... Have I really played more Sonic games than I think? Because the last two Sonic games I played was Colors and Generations. And then after that... Yeah, those are the last two Sonic games, like Sonic Team games I played. Because I didn't touch... because I don't count Mania. Because Mania is its own thing. So yeah, Generations was the last major Sonic game I played. Yeah. That's it. So yeah, my Sonic game playing stopped after 2011. Jesus Christ. That's wild. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Sonic games up to 2011. But yeah, let me scroll back and see if I missed any super chats in between. Let me see. Oh, we got a $5 super chat for Grant. That's right. I'm so sorry, Grant. So $5 super chat from Purified Storm. Don't grade it in the grinder. Thoughts on Hellblade 2, Sonic Frontiers, open world shown at the big event, Star Wars Eclipse, Halo show, and Sonic movie. We talked about all of those things, Grant. I think you were I think you went away for a little while, but yeah, to give you the quick rundown, if you want to go back and watch the other stuff later, Hellblade 2, I thought visually looked fantastic. I do wish we got some more concrete gameplay than them walking in a line and them walking backwards. But it looked fantastic. Sonic Frontiers, I'll believe it when I see it. Like I said, Sonic has not been good in a decade, so jury's still out. Star Wars Eclipse, I'm excited to see what Quantic Dream does, because I like their storytelling and the whole choose your own adventure thing. I'm just curious how far it'll go, because it's a licensed property and those always come with some restrictions. The Halo TV show, again, I'll believe it when I see it, you know, video game adaptations. And the Sonic movie, extremely excited for the sequel. Jesus Christ, this just became a whole Sonic stream. This is crazy. Holy fuck. When are we getting Sonic Adventure 3? Oh, is anyone gonna tell D'Angelo that Sonic 06 is Sonic Adventure 3? Like, come on now. Everybody knows Sonic 06 is Sonic Adventure 3. We all know that shit, bro. We all know that shit. Oh, we got the homie Hard 8 Times. What's good, bro? How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. What's your gamer tag, sir? Oh, yeah, here. Let me type that shit down below for you, bro. There you go. But what's good, Hard 8? How you doing, bro? Was there anything else that happened at the Game Awards? I mean, I think that was all the big stuff. Forspoken. Forspoken looked awesome. I'm looking forward to that. It's got a black queen in it. Not too much, Hard 8. Not too much. We just recapping the Game Awards. We was talking about, and also shout out to my homie Hard 8, because that's literally where I pulled the whole we walking in a line and then we walking backwards about Hellblade 2. I saw that shit this morning. I was dying. If you haven't already, go give the homie Hard 8 a subscription on YouTube. He's got a pretty good podcast he does on the weekends. Give him a follow on Twitter. That's the homie right there. I've been following Hard 8 since like, fuck, when you and Black Bond started doing videos. So that was like, what, 2010, 2011? Somewhere around there? Shit, bro, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. But yeah, I think that was basically everything. That was basically everything that went down at the Game Awards. Yeah, so in closing, I mean, I feel bad for everybody who streamed that shit. Hopefully those who were streaming got the views and the super chats to make up for the 4 hours in length that it was. Because, man, bro, that's 4 hours, bro. I can't do that. But let's see. Oh, yeah. People talk about Persona. Yeah, so there's rumors going around that Persona 3 Portable might be getting a remaster. I'm going to keep this short. I'll believe it when I see it. Because Atlas don't like money, y'all. Atlas does not like money. And the fact that there's a rumor that that's getting remastered, until I see that shit on store shelves and I can download it, I'm not buying it. But I would love to see it get a remaster, because the crazy thing is Persona 5 put the series on the map for the general population. Before that, Persona was very niche. So what better time to capitalize than re-release all the older games? Because as of now, you cannot play older Persona games on modern platforms outside of Persona 4. That's it. And Persona 4 is only available on PC. There's Persona 2, Persona 3. Like, Persona 4 needs to come out on PlayStation and Xbox and Switch. Like, Atlas, I don't know. You know what it is? What it comes down to is there's this divide between Atlas West and Atlas Japan, right? So Atlas West is the company that's always doing all the surveys. They're always asking people what they want. But everything at the end of the day comes back to Atlas Japan, because they're the ones who make all the shot calls and all that shit. And dude, it's rough, man. Like, Atlas is that type of company where they want to see the sales numbers of these things before they start making any decisions. But the problem is they don't even put out anything so they can see sales numbers. Like, bro, I'll always bring this up with Persona 4 Golden, right? Persona 4 Golden, when that came out on PC, Atlus announced like, oh, we are like shocked that Persona 4 Golden sold so well. And I'm like, oh, that might not have anything to do with the fact that people have been making petition lists, people have been doing articles, people have been, you know, trying to get this thing off of the Vita. Nothing to do with that. So Atlus is just literally, bro, what it comes down to with Atlus, you just gotta wait for them to do something. And if it's good, you gotta support it. But I want to see how that remaster ends up, because Persona 4 on PC was pretty good. But Persona 4, Shin Megami Tensei 3, the remaster, had some issues on launch. And so from my understanding, I think all of those things have been fixed. But still, man, like how you re-release a PS2 game and you have issues and you fuck it up, like that takes a certain kind of, you know what, man. What do you think about Final Fantasy VII Remake and Forspoken being sold for $70 on PC? Oh yeah, that thing happened. All right, so for those who are unaware, if you look on PC, if you look on Steam, Epic Games Store, you'll notice that both Forspoken and Final Fantasy VII Remake retail for $69.99. Now, if you've been following gaming for the past year and a half, you know that this is the trend of where things are going. It started very small with companies like EA, companies like Activision, of course, PlayStation, all their first-party PS5 exclusives, for the most part, some exceptions, but a lot of those retail for $70. And this is just where the business is going, y'all. There has not been a price hike in the games industry for, okay, so we're going back to 360, so that was 05. So it's been almost 20 years, and they have not increased the price of video games at all. And when you work out the logistics of everything, all the other industries have been raising their prices, from cable providers to the price of food. Like, all the things have changed. Movie tickets, dude, I remember 10 plus years ago, I was looking back at a ticket that I had from when I saw Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. When that came out in theaters, I saw it in IMAX opening weekend. I think I paid maybe $15 for an IMAX ticket back then. Now, IMAX in my area, $23. $23 for an IMAX ticket. That's fucking insane. That's why I value things like the Regal monthly subscription and AMC A-List, because, bro, I pay $23 a month and I can see as many movies as I want in the theaters versus one time. So it makes sense for the industry. I know people have some complaints, like especially if you're in other territories. If the prices here go up, automatically they're going to go up. And in some territories, they've already been increasing their prices. So this is more of a US based thing. But everything finds itself to all the different territories. Like, if you look back, there were some territories where they increased the price of PlayStation Plus a few years back. It just is what it is, man. But one of the benefits about PC is that you don't have to pay full price for all of your games. There's a lot of different companies, from Green Man Gaming to all the other sites that are out there, where they offer the games on release for 10% off, 20% off, things like that. I remember I had purchased Mass Effect Legendary Edition for Shut Up Gabe as a gift, just to surprise him, because he's never played the Mass Effect games. I bought that on Green Man Gaming, and it retails for $60, but I think I bought it there for like 51. So that's a pretty nice discount. So if you look around on PC, you can find discounts. It just sucks that the discounts are not going to be as good as they were before. So instead of us paying, like, let's say $50 versus $60 on Green Man Gaming, we're going to be paying $60 versus $70, which is still good. It's still good. Don't get it twisted. If you're on PC, it's still okay. But it's just the direction that it's going. Everything is getting more expensive. And when you combine that with the fact that a lot of these games are launching with less content, and they have more monetization practices and DLC and all that stuff, it just makes it a hard sell. But honestly, what it comes down to at the end of the day is just voting with your wallets, y'all. If you vote with your wallets and you value certain things at a certain price point, that's what it comes down to. Because that's what it is for me. $70 games, it hasn't deterred me from buying games yet, because a lot of the games that I have bought for $70, I've enjoyed them tremendously. And if you have something like Persona 6 come out at $70. Of course I'm gonna buy that at $70. Like, to me, it doesn't matter if Persona is $40 or $70 on release. If it's a Persona game and it's really good, I'm gonna get 150 hours out of it on just one playthrough. But I can see why for some people who, let's say for example, the next Resident Evil game. You know, Resident Evil games are not meant to be like 15, 20 plus hours. They're meant to be like, you know, 8-hour experiences. I can see why somebody wouldn't want to buy that game for an extra $10 just because of, well, they can beat it in one day and that's it. And if they don't replay it multiple times, it is what it is. I mean, so I understand the discussion. I understand everything happening with why somebody doesn't want to buy $70 games. I get it. But, you know, there are always workarounds to things in the industry and getting around certain stuff. Why is my phone on vibrate? I want it on silent. There we go. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Kirk? He says, hey, Neo, been a fan since your Uzumaki Chronicles days. Oh, I appreciate that, Kirk. Thank you so much, bro. Yeah, it's been a long time, my friend. That's going on. I did that review the summer of 2009. So we going on 12, almost 13. Jesus Christ. Almost 13 years, man. That's crazy. Hey Chris, be careful with Spider-Man No Way Home spoilers after Monday night. I'm watching it Wednesday morning in the UK. Yeah, you know what the thing is? Chris? This is gonna sound crazy, y'all. I normally don't do this for movies. But with Spider-Man, I know this is terrible, guys. But with Spider-Man No Way Home, I've gone down the rabbit hole, man. I've gone down the rabbit hole. I've looked up all the leaks because it's way too compelling, man. It's way too compelling. It's just like, I can't avoid it. So let me engulf myself in it. Like, that was literally my mindset. Straight up. That's all I did, bro. So I looked up a lot of the leaks, and whether or not they're true, I don't care, because me watching it in the theater is not going to change my experience going in. It isn't, because everybody knows Andrew and Toby are in the movie. Their villains are in the movie. Of course they're in the movie, right? So I know they're in the movie, but I don't know exactly how it's going to go down. I don't know the setup. I don't know some of the things that they've stashed hidden away. So, you know what? I thought to myself, all right, let me do a deep dive for these leaks. Let me see like the worst of these leaks. Let me see the most plausible leaks. Let me see all that stuff. And then from there, I can judge whether or not it's going to affect my enjoyment. And everything I've read in these leaks, whether it's true or not, it doesn't change the fact that I'm still very excited for the movie, right? So if I do see some... Okay, here's the thing I'll be pissed off at. Not that someone says, oh my god, Andrew and Toby are in the movie. It's not that at all. If I start seeing screenshots and videos, that's the problem. That's the fucking problem. So if I start seeing a screenshot and I see Tobey Maguire, I'll be like, no! That's going to piss me off. Because you can tell me Toby's in the movie. I'm like, okay, cool. But you show me what he looks like, I'll be like, fuck no, man. So I'm kind of weird like that. But keep in mind, guys, just if you are worried about leaks for Spider-Man, mute every type of logical Spider-Man word in your vocabulary. Mute it off Twitter. In fact, just stay off of social media, because what's going to happen is people are going to post photos and they're not even going to do keywords. And so how it works in certain spaces is people will just post them and then other people retweet them, and just based off of how things in social media travel, you could have it show up on your feed without you even having Spider-Man in your, like, anything. Like, you don't follow Spider-Man topics, you mute everything. So yeah, be very careful. Be very careful going into next week, you guys. When are you guys going to be seeing the movie? Amazing CJB, he's seeing it Wednesday morning because it comes out earlier there. I'm going to be seeing it Thursday afternoon. I have the earliest showing in the state at 3 p.m. And I'm so surprised that I was able to get that screening. It's crazy. So I'm very, very excited for next Thursday, man. No Way Home has caused me to unsubscribe from my favorite YouTubers until it's out because of leaks and exposés. Yup. Sean, there's one channel in particular, and I'm not calling them out on this because I thoroughly enjoy their content a lot. They're one of my favorite YouTube channels. But New Rockstars, bro, y'all got to slow the fuck down with your spoilers and your titles and your thumbnails. I get it. It's all about clicks, but you got to let people breathe. You got to let some people breathe. Like, I remember, like, after Ghostbusters had come out, they had shown like a clip. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but in the new Ghostbusters movie, okay, if anyone's interested in checking out the new Ghostbusters movie, you might want to mute the stream right now. I'm gonna give you like a 10-second warning because I'm gonna talk about something that happens in the new Ghostbuster movie. So if you want to see the new Ghostbusters movie, mute the stream right now. If you're watching live, I'm just gonna do jazz hands when I'm done talking about the spoilers. If you're listening, shit, I don't fucking know. Just scrub like 30 seconds in the clip. All right, so spoilers for the new Ghostbusters movie. In the new Ghostbusters movie, the old Ghostbusters make a cameo. You see them show up in the movie, which is awesome, you know, to see the people who are still alive show up, right? And I think like immediately within like the first week or so, new rock stars and channels like that had that as the thumbnail for their breakdowns and shit. And I'm like, bro, come on, people have not even seen the movie, man. Like, come on now. Most people don't have the opportunity to see movies opening weekend. I make it a goal to see movies opening weekend because I love watching movies, but most people don't see movies opening weekend. They see it, you know, week 2, week 3, week 4, because everyone's got busy lives, different schedules and stuff like that. But for them to go and do shit like that, like, bro, come on now. And you know it's going to get really bad with Spider-Man No Way Home. All these channels are going to be doing stuff like Spider-Man No Way Home, how Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield fit into the movie. Oh, perfect example. Eternals. That's what they did. That pissed me off. Eternals. They had like clips of the post-credit scenes and characters that showed up in the post-credit scenes the day the movie came out. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I get it. Everybody's got to run a business. People got to eat. But come on now. Come on. It's just like, there's a reason why I do my spoiler-free discussions and I do my spoiler-filled discussions. And there's a reason why I don't discuss, like, to me, I don't start discussing spoilers until 30 days out. I know people say that's crazy, don't do that, whatever. But for Avengers Endgame, I didn't reference anything that happened in that movie for an entire month. I didn't post no screenshots. I didn't talk about like Cap wielding Mjolnir. I didn't talk about any of that stuff. But some people, it's just their business. For those who are watching right now and afraid of spoilers, jazz hands or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe Sony did spoil that stuff in the trailers, Nate, but I noticed new rock stars changed their thumbnail to something more, you know, not as spoilery. But they definitely had the Ghostbusters there in the lineup for the thumbnail. So yeah, be careful over the next week, you guys. Be careful. Let's see. Have you tried the Matrix Awakens tech demo? I downloaded it this morning on my PS5. I haven't gotten a chance to fully check it out yet. I just wanted to wait a little while. I wanted to have like a nice moment where I could just like sit down and enjoy and have fun. Cause like this morning, man, I've been up since like 7 o'clock this morning. It's not too early, but you know, for me on an off day, that's really early. So I was up at 7 today, took care of a lot of things, went to the gym, went to go get my tire patched because there's been a lot of construction in my city. So I picked up a nail, so I got that taken care of. I went to get gas, which getting gas was like a 20-minute ordeal, man. You know, gas over here, since it dropped down in price a bit, like for us, it's $3.19 a gallon. I don't know how much it is for you guys. But compared to what it was a few weeks back, bro, the cheapest price around here was like $3.50 something, man. So for me having a Honda Accord, it took me like $55, almost $60 to fill up my tank with the cheapest gas. And that lasted me a good like 2 weeks or so. Every 2.5 weeks I'd have to fill up if I did moderate driving. But yeah, man, it came down to $3.19 and I was able to fill up my tank for like like $49, which listen, I'll take whatever I can get right now. It's crazy. We got a $9.99 super chat coming in from the homie John McKinney. Thank you so much, bro. I always felt that Dumbo and Alice in Wonderland were the wrong Disney properties for Tim Burton. Hunchback of Notre Dame and Haunted Mansion are Disney properties better suited for Tim Burton. Yeah, that's the thing, dude. I was even perplexed that someone like, well, you know what? Okay. For something like Alice in Wonderland, I can see a Tim Burton production. I can definitely see that just based off of what the story of Alice in Wonderland is. That fits Tim Burton. And between the two of them, I enjoyed his adaptation of Alice in Wonderland more than I did Dumbo. Dumbo was the most soulless Tim Burton movie I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, the movie itself was whatever. It wasn't that great, but it had none of the Tim Burton identity. There was nothing in that movie that made me go, yo, that's Tim Burton, bro. That movie felt like, to me, Disney, this is how a lot of big tentpole movies work. Disney had an idea for this movie. They had everything in mind and what they wanted to do, and they just got Tim Burton to direct it. That's literally what it is. It did not come off as A Corpse Bride. It did not come off as any of like Tim Burton's best movies. It had no soul. It had no identity. It was literally just to make money. Disney's doing remakes. And I get it. That's a lot of Disney properties. That's a lot of things in general to make money. You know, to keep the cogs turning and nostalgia and all that stuff. But Haunted Mansion, to me, I feel like Tim Burton would work best if he took more of the Disney properties that don't have a good, like, people don't have a public, like, the public perception does not exist. Like Haunted Mansion, yeah, there was that movie with Eddie Murphy. But yeah, most people, they're like whatever on it. It's like, yeah, whatever. So if Tim Burton did something like Haunted Mansion, that would be right up his alley. We gotta get John McKinney to be like the new creative director at Disney. He could do shit like that, bro. And yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame, same thing. Character piece with Tim Burton. You know, Tim Burton, he loves his like disformed looking creatures and people. He could do a great job on Hunchback of Notre Dame. I wonder if he's going to hit all of the same emotional beats, though. That's very important. That's very important. But appreciate the super chat, John. Thank you, bro. And we got $5 coming in from Radioactive Cosmic Rays. I love that name. Do you think Atlus can make their own Dissidia crossover game with characters from Shin Megami Tensei and Persona? That would be interesting, but I think the boat has kind of sailed for crossover fighting games. As weird as that sounds, because that sounds like a proven commodity. Like, yeah, like mix over all your characters. Like Nickelodeon's doing it, Warner Brothers is doing it. But for somebody like Atlus, I think the extent that we'll ever get for something like that would be them putting their characters in other people's fighting games. So the Blaze Blue cross tag battle game that had like all the different representation, I could see them doing that. They did Persona Q, Shadow of the Labyrinth. I think they did two of those games. So it's like small little quirky stuff. I don't think they'll ever do a full-on fighting game, even though I think it could work. It could work if they had all their characters in an open 3D environment fighting game. It'd be sick. Heck, I take them contracting that out to Arc System Works. Like, just do a whole Shin Megami Tensei fighting game. Like, sure, it's gonna alienate some people, but if it's really good, people are gonna fuck with it. So yeah, man, it's a definite possibility. But remember, Radioactive, Atlus don't like money. Come on, you know this. You Americans measuring petrol in gallons instead of liters, damn. Yeah, Ghost Rider. Yeah, we do things very differently over here compared to the rest of the world. We're Americans for a reason. We always make things very complicated. $4.49 is the best gas price I found in Northern California. I'm considering an electric car, an Audi e-tron sedan, Avengers Endgame, not Tesla. Elon Musk pisses me off. Dude, you know what the thing is? If gas kept increasing to a crazy degree, like if gas over here became, like, let's just say $4 is the cheapest you can find in New York State. I'm not talking about going to an expensive place. I'm talking the cheapest. I legit might have to start looking into an electric car. And I've been thinking about it, like back in 2019, before I bought my Accord, I was low-key, high-key considering buying a Tesla. But to me at the time, I didn't think that the Tesla technology was there for me to justify paying a premium. Because, you know, Teslas aren't cheap. Like, what you can get like a fully tricked out Honda Accord for less than you can get for like the basic Tesla model. You know what I'm saying? Because if I wanted to buy a Tesla, I'd want to get like top of the line, all the crazy features, and that costs a lot of extra money. So I didn't buy it back in 2019. I was like, I didn't justify it. But the way gas is going, I wouldn't be surprised if like in 2022 I bought a Tesla and just said fuck it. But I'd really like to see what the other competitors in the EV space are doing. Because the reason why I like Tesla is because they have a good grasp on a lot of the things around here, whereas all the other companies, they don't really have access to as much, like, you know, charging stations and things like that, which is very important for me because in my city, dude, I'm so fucking surprised. Like, we have so much EV charging stuff. Like, we have an EV charging station at City Hall. The downtown section where they have like the movie theaters and the restaurants. The garage has a bunch of a shit ton of EV charging stations. Like there's a lot of Teslas in my county. It's insane. But again, I just want to make sure like the technology, I don't want to buy something that's gonna, you know, I'd have to like the growing pains that come with new technology. Like that's one thing. It's why sometimes tried and true gas vehicles just work, because people have figured out all the kinks and how to make that stuff work, versus electric vehicles, which is still a new phenomenon, you know. But who knows, man? It's making progress really freaking quick. So who knows? Does anybody in the chat have an electric vehicle? Like, what are y'all's experiences with it? Every single person I talk to, with the exception of a few, say they love their Teslas. They love it so much. Have you seen the recent leaks about Wakanda Forever? Man, that film production has been a mess. I didn't see anything new. Like what recent leaks are we talking about? Because that movie I've just been I've been whatever on. Honestly, I don't think they should have just canceled Black Panther 2 until they figure out what they want to do for hold on. No, I can't play this. That has copyright. To me, I just wanted I think that they should have delayed Black Panther 2 indefinitely until they figure out what they wanted to do. But the fact that they didn't delay it and they still went ahead with it, I have no idea what the story's going to be about, dude. But what's some of the leaks? Actually, you know what? Don't talk about it here, because there might be some people who are interested in seeing it. Just DM me on Instagram. I take the 32 window special to work now. Yo, with the way some of these gas prices are going, people gonna bring back going on the bus, man. Honestly, bro. Bring back rollerblading and shit. Which year will be the final Doki Doki episode? It will be 2021, Ghost Rider. I guarantee you, my friend. Do not worry. NKDN, the Sephiroth theme goes so fucking hard, bro. So hard, man. Like Sephiroth's theme is one of those themes in it's one of those pieces of music where if you just hear the first few chords, you just instantly feel it in your soul. Like, it doesn't matter how many different renditions I hear from the original composition, Kingdom Hearts, Advent Children, the new one. I love it, man. I love it, bro. Julian Harris, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Do you think nostalgia is a oh, by the way, for those who are watching right now, if I didn't get to your question, feel free to ask it again. Because, you know, like, I'm very long-winded. You guys know how I am. Feel free to ask, guys. What's going on, Chris? Welcome, bro. You think nostalgia is a valid reason for something being your favorite? I feel nostalgia is part of the reason why Naruto is my favorite. I mean, yeah, it is. The older I get, like, listen, I understand. Like, okay, for example, when I grew up, I really loved Dragon Ball Z, right? I loved the Dragon Ball Z anime. As I got older, I read the manga, I watched Kai, I look back on the old Z anime, and a lot of the shit that went down in there, all that filler, I can't go back and rewatch it. That's 300 episodes of filler. But at the same time, I have so much nostalgia for moments that are only in the Z English dub, like Goku going Super Saiyan 3, like a lot of those scenes. So I can understand it being your favorite if it really impacted you. Like, growing up, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Why? Because I was a big Spider-Man fan. But I just did a rewatch of all three of the Spider-Man movies, and they held up surprisingly well. Like, yes, they're very corny. They're very cheesy. Mary Jane, played by Kristen Dunst, is an absolute disaster. But a lot of the shit that I thought I wouldn't like, I ended up really loving. Like, Green Goblin, when you take away the whole, we'll meet again, Spider-Man. He, very, very good character. Same thing for Doc Ock, Alfred Molina. Honest to God, like, one of the strongest villains in a damn superhero movie. And you know what? The craziest revelation was when I watched Spider-Man 3. Now listen, Spider-Man 3 deserves a lot of flack. It is not a good movie. There's a lot of stuff that happens in it that is an issue. The pacing is all over the place. There is no set story in the movie. It's just a bunch of things happening, and at the end they fight. But honest to God, man, Going back and rewatching Spider-Man 3 and seeing the Sandman stuff, Sandman was the best part about Spider-Man 3, man. Like, okay, him killing Uncle Ben, I didn't like, but everything else with his character, dude, by the end of that movie, I was very emotional. Very emotional, man. So yeah, nostalgia can make you look at things very differently. But I think what's really important is that you make that distinction. You make that distinction on why it's your favorite, you know, because there's a lot, like, okay, I love the 1990s live action Street Fighter movie. It is terrible by film standards, but I love Raul Julia. Like, it's just one of those things, man. But I make it known that I don't like, okay, I love that movie, but if it was a list of the top 10 worst video game adaptations, of course you'd include the Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter movie. But you know what it is though? At the end of the day, you just got to enjoy what you want, man. Like Naruto, for example. I have a lot of problems with the Naruto story. Naruto is still one of my all-time favorite anime. Like, oh my god, there's just some shit in the Naruto anime that I can't find in any other anime. Straight up, bro. Like part 1 of Naruto and parts of Shippuden are amazing. And that's what matters. That's what matters. That's honestly what matters. How these things make you feel and your enjoyment amongst all the other things in your life. Because life is too short to not say you love something because of what other people might think, you know? Let's see. So we have a couple of super chats real quick, and then Flame, we're going to talk about Cowboy Bebop in a second. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, and so yeah, if you guys ask questions, like I said, feel free to ask them again. Okay, so $5 coming in from John X. What do you think of a hybrid vehicle that runs on gas and electricity? That's actually not a bad idea. I've seen a couple of the hybrid vehicles driving around. And yeah, so if you use gas as the primary source of fuel and then it also has electric as a backup, I think that's a nice way to get people into the idea of gearing towards electricity vehicles rather than just straight going gas to electric vehicle. But I don't know, like, are they popular like that? Because I feel like electric vehicles themselves are more in people's minds rather than the hybrid approach, you know, like, because there's gas, electric, and then hybrid is just behind them. But yeah, if it's a really nice model and the price is good, I might look into that. What's your Instagram handle? All my social media links are going to be in the video description, you guys. Yeah, if you live in an area like New York, or, you know, any place that has access to buses and subway system, it's more cost effective to use that as opposed to buying a car. But if you live outside those cities, which is a lot of the country in the United States doesn't have access to that stuff, you need a car. So yeah, living in those areas like New York or some parts of California, it can be beneficial to not own a car. But for most people in the world, they do need a car. Because like right now, if I wanted to, I don't live far away from my city, but if I wanted to walk to the grocery store, it would take me more than half an hour. It would take me like going to like the ShopRite grocery store would definitely take, oh god, yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because walking to and from school took me like 45 minutes. And I'm tall, so just imagine that. Let's see, $5 coming in from the Black Phantom Thief. What are your favorite anime power systems? Are you talking like, are you like, what do you mean by power systems? Are you talking about like certain things like, you know, in My Hero Academia, you have quirks, you know, like Hunter x Hunter has its system, Dragon Ball has its system. Is that what you're referring to? So in that case, I would say, I mean, I love a lot of the stuff I see in anime, but if I had to pick just one type of power system that I think is really cool, it would have to be chakra from Naruto. Like, I know chakra exists technically, but just being able to channel your chakra and do different kind of things with it. Like, dude, I was that kid growing up watching Naruto, and I had memorized all the hand signs. Like, I'm trying to remember what was Fireball Jutsu. Okay, I think Fireball Jutsu was, oh god, this is going full weeb mode right now, but I think Fireball Jutsu was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was like this. I think this was horse, and this was tiger. So I think it was that. Did I get it? So I love chakra a lot. But then again, I grew up reading a lot of superhero comics. So being born with a quirk is kind of like being born with a mutant gene, and you don't know what your power is going to be until you get it. So that's also really cool. But then you're stuck with that power, man. Like, what if your superpower was something pointless? Like, that would suck, living your entire life with that type of power. Like, okay, I have a question for y'all. What would be the most useless superpower of all time? I'm not talking about something that looks stupid, but it could be effective. Like, if you are able to grow your nails, that's kind of like being Wolverine in an extent, because that shit can hurt. What's something that's so useless? Like, you're just like, okay, you ain't doing nothing with this shit, bro. Because I'm thinking there's like there's a lot of powers that people think will be weird, but is useful. Like, let's say, for example, if you're able to, who did this? Okay, Elder Toguro from Yu Yu Hakusho. I believe he was able to move his vital parts to different parts of his body. So, like, let's say, for example, Kuwabara was going to stab him in the heart. He can move his heart to, like, his hand and then keep moving it around. That's something that's very useful. It might seem stupid, but if you train yourself to be an assassin and you're able to move your vital organs around, dude. What else could be looked at stupid, but it's kind of cool? No, honestly, all the stupid things I'm thinking of can be very useful, man. Like, I was thinking, okay, you can maybe be rubber, but then again, that's Monkey D. Luffy, and that's Mr. Fantastic. So it's like there's a lot of things that you could actually use to your advantage. You know? Like, holy shit. Damn, bro. What was it? No, I think it was I think in Japanese, Fireball Jutsu was Katon Gokakyu no Jutsu. Oh boy, this is bringing it back to 2006, you guys. I fucking love it. The ability to see 0.00001 seconds into the future. That is dope. Because literally, you anticipate what the next move is. You know everything that's going to happen. But you don't know enough. You don't know enough to turn the tide in your favor. You know just enough. So you still have to prepare yourself and train. But you can anticipate. So that's actually really cool. Let's see. But yeah, if I had to pick something, I would if that is the answer to your question, Black Phantom Thief, I would definitely like Chakra from Naruto and being able to do that. Cause dude, just imagine that you put Chakra on your feet and you can walk on water. Like, dude, that's sick. That is sick. That's a really good question. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to answer John McKinney super chat, and then we're going to talk about Cowboy Bebop for a second. So John McKinney sent in a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, bro. Honestly, I think nostalgia has just become a straw man argument of why you like an older movie better, especially when you can back up reasons why you like and dislike a movie, i.e. stories and characters. Yeah, so that goes back to what I was saying before, how I love the 1990s Street Fighter movie. I love it so much. It's so ridiculously cheesy and bad. But if someone out there is saying why that movie is the worst, I'd be like, yup, that is absolutely true. But I love it. So yeah, I think making that distinction is what matters more than anything. Like for me, I kind of had a reversal of sorts. I grew up not liking the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, but then the older I get, I appreciate them for the really good things they did, while acknowledging if people are talking about bad things from those movies, I'm like, yes, that is true. So yeah, but the thing, John McKinney, you are right. Since a lot of people don't do that, they just say, in my childhood, I loved it and that's why, you know? All right, so we're going to answer Flame's question. He was asking me, how do you feel about the Netflix Cowboy Bebop series being canceled after one season? To be honest, I'm surprised. Like, I'm not even trying to make a joke here, y'all, because I know some people liked it. It's whatever. I was so surprised because the thing about Netflix is that they greenlight a lot of shit, and a lot of shit gets a season 2 and season 3 that it shouldn't. So the fact that they canceled Cowboy Bebop a few weeks after it premiered, that must mean this series did not do that well. I thought, based off of people who hate watch, and you know, a lot of people hate watch stuff, based off of that, things get a second season or you get another movie, like Transformers, for example. I know a ton of people out there who kept watching the Transformers movies, even though they were bad, because they just wanted to see how bad they were. But for Netflix, Cowboy Bebop apparently did not do the numbers. Either that or they saw the backlash and it was not that great. They just said, no, we're not doing a season 2, which, I mean, I'm happy as a fan of Cowboy Bebop because everything I saw from the show, I did not like. And every single time someone put up a clip with a cringy ass dialogue, I'm like, nope, I'm good. But yeah, hopefully this paves the way in the future for a more accurate Cowboy Bebop adaptation with really good writing and really good casting that doesn't come off as a wannabe Marvel TV show. Oh, shout out from Radio City. Shout out to my boy Rhino. He's over there pulling a shift at work. Shout out to everybody if you guys are at work right now. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Y'all the best. Yeah, Zack Rodriguez, if you live in places where you need to get a whip, I mean, you got to get a whip. That's it, man. Oh, you're about to graduate next week? Shout out to you, Trapped to My Psych. PierretheGamer, he just graduated this week. And then we got another graduation in the chat. Shout out. Congratulations, Chris. Shout out to everybody who's graduating in the next couple weeks. If you are graduating, comment down below so I can congratulate you. Star Wars Eclipse. So we actually talked about that earlier, Chris, if you want to get the full breakdown. But I'm excited for it. I just want to see how far Lucasfilm will let Quantic Dream go with this whole choose your own narrative adventure, because you know there's some things you can do in licensed properties and others that you can't. So that's what I'm hoping to see more of. Oh, appreciate the follow on Instagram, y'all. Thank you guys. Thank you. Neo, did you cry when Ash turned into stone? Yes, I did. I did cry. I didn't cry the first time I saw it. I cried a few years later. Birthday shout out to Havoc. Yes, that's right. Another one of my homies. It's his Yo, it's like every stream is somebody's birthday. Somebody's graduating. Somebody's getting married. Somebody just took a dump and they hadn't taken a dump in a week. Congratulations to everybody. But I want to give a big shout out to my homie, aka Havoc. Yo, you know what the funny thing is? Let me tell you all this story right quick. So Rhino and I, we know each other in the real. We actually work together. Right? We worked together for years. It was only in the past year that he found out I had a YouTube channel. And here's what's so funny about this shit. Right? So last year when I was on Iron Lord's podcast, shout out to the Lords. Right? I was on Iron Lord's podcast. Havoc went ahead and subscribed to me from Iron Lord's podcast, which I thought was really cool. Like, yeah, okay, you subscribe to me from, the podcast, right? But what Havoc didn't know is that Angel and I actually know each other. And the reason why that's significant is because Rhino over here, who I keep calling Angel, that's his name. Rhino over here and Havoc are cousins. So Rhino and I are really cool. Havoc knows about me based off of my YouTube videos. And then Rhino was like, yeah, I know that. That's my boy. And then Havoc says, what do you mean you're a boy? He's like, no, this is my boy. I know him. I work with him. And he's like, what the fuck? So it was like a small fucking world. And that's why I always tell y'all, if you have the opportunity to meet and connect with people and you really gel with them and you fuck with them, you never know who you're going to run into next. Because just based off the fact that I worked with Rhino over here, his cousin is Havoc. Havoc subscribed to me because he watched my YouTube videos. And now we're all cool. We're all buds. We play Halo together. I fucking love it, man. I fucking love it. And it's his birthday today, right now. So, Havoc, if you're watching this right now, probably not, you're out celebrating or something. Happy birthday to you, my friend. But you already know this. I messaged you this morning. I haven't urinated in 5 hours. Well, congratulations. Oh, Bryce, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. Almost 40. Yo, you know what the crazy thing is? In the past couple years, man, like, my friend group has been expanding. Like, I always have friends who are younger than me, a few years older than me. But, bro, I've been becoming cool with people in their 40s and their 50s, man. It's wild, bro. Like, it's just so crazy. You know what the crazy thing is? Like, I remember we all pulled up one time. It was like I was the youngest one in the group, you know, because I'm 28. And most of my friends from one of my jobs, they're like in their late 30s, 40s, shit like that. And they're like, Chris, you're cool. Come hang out with us. I said, all right, bet. So we all pulled up there and I'm like the odd one out because I already look young, but then compared to everybody else, I look so young. So they're probably like, who's this dude? But yeah, I fucking love it, man. And that's why I love this gaming community. Because, yo, we all, dude, like, we're all brought together by this love, this passion of gaming. And it doesn't matter how old we are. It just goes to show you that, like, all the things people used to say to us growing up, like, oh, you're going to give up gaming when you go to college or blah, blah, blah. You're going to outgrow it. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. Because I'm running into people who are still gaming. Like my boy Havoc, who we just said happy birthday to. This man was playing PC games in the 90s. He was going to tournaments and shit in the early 2000s, bro, for PC games. The reason why he called himself Havoc was because he was legit wreaking havoc on people and shit like Quake and Unreal Tournament. I was like, damn, bro, that was way before my time. Like, I got into Unreal Tournament when they put that shit on the PS3, bro. I'm telling you, and it's so beautiful, man, because we all come together from this love of gaming. We get excited about gaming, and at the same time, we chop shit up. We break bread talking about stuff that happens in our lives, man. And that's beautiful. That's so fucking beautiful. So it's crazy. Like, I got like people watching these streams who are my age, who might be 21, might be 14 years old, or they could be 44 years old. They could be 50. That's so cool, bro. That is so cool, man. And honestly, the older you get, you don't really care about necessarily like what someone's age is and what they're doing. If they're a good person, they're a good person, and you want to hang out with them, man. Unless they're underage. No, you gotta at least be 18 to hang out. I'm sorry. You gotta at least be 18. We ain't trying to catch no type of cases. Just keep it real, man. You gotta CYA. You gotta cover your ass. You gotta CYA so you can CYA. How do you feel about The Last of Us 2 winning Game of the Year? Do you feel like it deserved it or not? I mean, honestly, it comes down to personal preferences at the end of the day, and that's just a group of people's opinions on what is Game of the Year. So I don't like Last of Us 2 winning Game of the Year at the Game Awards is no different than IGN's Game of the Year or XPlay or any of these other sites. It's just folks' opinion. Obviously, the Game Awards does get a little bit more credibility because it's an actual show versus the other sites that just do like lists or whatever. But I don't care. I really enjoyed Last of Us Part 2. I have my issues with it, but if someone said that's their Game of the Year, I can completely agree. And even if I didn't agree, I don't care because it's their opinion. That's all it is, man. Like in 2020, some people's Game of the Year was Yakuza Like a Dragon. Absolutely. For some people in 2020, their Game of the Year was Ghost of Tsushima. Absolutely. And that's fine, man. That's fine. People, you know what it is? People spend not you in particular, Nervash, but people spend too much time worrying about other people's point of view and their viewpoints rather than enjoying the games themselves. And that's it. That's it at the end of the day. What somebody else thinks is Game of the Year is completely irrelevant to your time and your experience playing a game. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like people are perpetually stuck in 2012 where folks are just arguing shit for the sake of arguing. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. Grimdark, my guy. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello to you earlier, my friend, but what's up, bro? Grimdark says, Neil Druckmann, I really think is a textbook narcissist and self-indulgent despite his writing talent. Well, to be fair, Grimdark, that's a lot of people in the entertainment industry. A lot of people. A lot of them. Especially those who get pedigrees. Like, there's a reason why there's only one Keanu Reeves and there's a whole bunch of other arrogant people like Joss Whedon. You know? But at the end of the day, I don't really care about Neil Druckmann and what he does personally. To me, what it comes down to is the quality of his games, and the games that he puts out are really good, you know? It's like one of those things where you do have to separate the artist from the art, provided that the artist doesn't do some really hateful shit. Like if you come out here and like let's just say, for example, somebody put out let's just say The Witcher 3 was developed by someone who has really racist point of view and he talks about this shit on Twitter constantly. I'm not going to go out there and support Witcher 4 if he said he hates niggers. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give you my money. But if you come out here and on Twitter and you're just like blocking people who are trolling you and you troll back to them and you're not taking the high ground, I'm not going to sit here and say that you're wrong for doing that because that has nothing, like, you're not doing hateful shit. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Would you agree that Zuko has one of the best character arcs in Western media, animated or otherwise? Absolutely, dude. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like we've been talking about this shit for years, but Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the most underappreciated animated series. We always say that, but I cannot stress this enough that they do not make shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender anymore. They just don't. And every single time they try, it doesn't fit with the brand and it gets canceled. Like you see that happen a lot with Disney and Nickelodeon and all those places. That's why I actually do like the fact that Netflix is pushing more animated shows, like Arcane, like Castlevania. They're really pushing the boundaries of Western animation, because you're never going to see that shit at Disney, man. Like the most we've ever seen from Disney was Star Wars Visions. And that was very surprising because I didn't think Disney would ever do that. But again, that's very specific. You got to look at the optics of things. That's coming from a very big brand that is Star Wars. And it's not like it's a new Star Wars animated series that's an anime. It's just shorts from prolific Japanese studios. I would love for them to do a full-on Star Wars anime, but you know, different optics, different things. Oh, take it easy, Ghost Rider. You have a good night, my friend. Take care, take care. You are Keanu Reeves. Oh man, no one out there could be a Keanu Reeves but Keanu Reeves, but I appreciate that you even put me in the conversation. Thank you. And thank you for all the compliments you guys have been giving out. I see them all throughout the streams and just in general. Like seriously, that stuff touches my heart, man. Y'all have no idea. And I love it, man. I love it. You know, my friend Mocha Chocolate TV on Twitter, she said something, you know, it wasn't just Mocha, but it was a whole bunch of people. I don't know, just this past week, everyone's been all about love, and that's great. But one of my friends on Twitter, she put out a really good post where she's always about reminding people that she loves them. And I think that's very important. You know, the pandemic stuff aside, it's very important to remind people that you really do appreciate them. Not for the good stuff, not for them overcoming bad stuff, but just in general for their existence. Because I don't think that gets said enough. Like, I'm proud of you for being you. I'm proud of you for existing and being yourself, not trying to be like anybody else. Because that's really important. In a world where we have so many fakes and wannabes and tryhards, people just have the audacity to exist as themselves, not caring what other people think. And that's beautiful. And it's great when I'm just hanging out with you guys, every single person in the chat, and you're coming, like we're all coming to the stream and we're breaking bread and we're talking stuff like Grimdark over here being the lore master and he's talking about the Witcher books and all that. Like that stuff is amazing. Like I never want people to sacrifice who they are to appeal and appease to somebody else's preconceived notion. Like I said, Grimdark, if I ever was making a movie and I needed somebody to consult with about XYZ, I'm like, Grimdark is that person. Straight up consulting credit. And that's great. That is great. And so I'm definitely that type of person. Like if we ever hang out in the real, I'm that dude that hugs everybody. I'm that dude that like hypes people up. I'm that dude that, you know, like, yo, fucking love you, man. You're the best. Like just letting them know now before it's too late. I just want them to know that they're loved and appreciated rather than them knowing that. And I don't care how many times I gotta say it. I'm gonna keep saying that I love and appreciate every single one of y'all. Not just for coming through to the streams and leaving a like button, but just for being you. Unabashedly you. That's incredible. We don't see enough of that. So if you haven't heard that already, chat, I love you guys. Y'all the best. True that shit. Literally lost a friend today because of COVID. Please take care of yourselves, everybody. Oh my God, DIMWITMONKEY, dude. I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry for your circle. I'm so sorry to their family. Like my deepest condolences to y'all on that. It's not fun. It really isn't. I've lost a couple people in my life to COVID, you know, last year. My uncle passed away, and that it was really rough because the family was really starting to reconnect after a few years. Because, you know, there's always that awkward period in certain families where you see them a lot as you're a kid, and then for whatever reason you kind of fall out of touch, but then you rekindle and it's like nothing's changed. And that was all of 2019. And then COVID happened and we lost some people, and it was really rough. So, you know, everybody just stay safe out there. Prep your immune systems as much as you can, and just remember to live every single day like it was your last, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. So again, my condolences to you, DIMWITMONKEY, and to anybody else who has lost somebody over the past couple of years. It's not rough. We in the gaming community, we lost a giant, a literal gentle giant, a few weeks back, by the name of Demigod Reviews. His full name is Demetrius Brown, and that was really rough because, you know, I met Demi at PlayStation Experience a few years back, and when I say, like, it's so rare to find somebody out there you just click with on everything, and that person is just so humble and there, and just has this passion for life and gaming and anime, like not a negative bone in his body, and just literally just like that, you know, I was talking to him 1 week, and then a week later he's gone. Like, I'll never forget that shit, man. I woke up, and the first thing I read on Twitter was a tweet from his account saying, "Hey, this is Demi's brother. I just wanted to inform y'all that he passed away yesterday." And I didn't want to believe it, because I was literally, like, still in bed, and I was, like, lying down, just, you know, browsing social media before I, you know, went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth and everything. And then I read that, and I just, like, I had to like get up for a second. I had to sit up. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Demi's dead. Like, what? So, you know, I really do hope that Demi knew the impact he had on people in this community, and what he meant to us. Like, I'm always that person. Like, I always remind people, but I really hope that Demi knows that he was loved, and his passion, and he was just getting ready to have like a big YouTube comeback, and he was so hyped to play Elden Ring, man. It's rough, man. So that's why, you know, it's very important that we, while we have this time here that's not guaranteed, it's extremely important to remind each other, like, if this is our own little safe space in our circle, to remind each other that we matter. It's more important now than ever. Space Citizen says, "Hey, it feels really nice to be a part of this community, and you're pretty awesome about responding to my chats. Once I get caught up on my bills and crap, I'm gonna do some super chats. Things get lonely." Oh, I appreciate that, man. And listen, you guys know this, but don't feel implored to do super chat stuff. I don't do like stream boss stuff. I don't cut the stream off if it's not, because to me, that's money is money. It comes and goes. We can always find more ways to make money, and I appreciate from the bottom of my heart every single person that donates super chats, because that's money that y'all have made, that you're choosing to part with because of me. You see some value in me, and I do not take that for granted. But even if you guys didn't, like, you guys still being here is what matters. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on the playback, that's what matters to me, because it's life. It's just a part of life. So don't ever feel implored, Space Citizen, but I really do appreciate it, man. But yeah, like, even if this is just the time of the week for like 2-3 hours where we all come together and we talk, and that's all it is, then that's all it is, and that's what makes it beautiful, man. Like, we were talking about Halo and Game Awards, and now here, like I said, this is literally how these streams go, man. Oh, DIMWITMONKEY, I remember I saw that interview, dude. So there's this interview that Stephen Colbert conducted with Keanu Reeves, where Stephen Colbert asked Keanu, what happens when we die? Just a simple question. And Keanu Reeves, he said one of the most beautiful answers I've ever seen. He said, "I know that the ones who love us will miss us." And that's true. Like, it sucks, man. Like, there's not a day that goes by where I don't miss Demi, and I don't miss my aunt who passed away from cancer in 2016. And every single time around my birthday, I get sad because she passes away 2 days after that. But, you know, it's not about things getting better. It's not about the more time passes, time will heal all wounds. It isn't about that. because those emotions and why they are so heavy on us and why every single year after someone passes away it hurts just as bad is because they meant something when they were here. And like I never said anything about this, but one of my favorite episodes of like all like TV shows in general was the episode of WandaVision where Wanda was having to come to terms with the fact that Vision was dead and he's never coming back, and whatever Wanda does is not going to resurrect him. And the same thing for her brother as well. You know, like her brother is gone. And then he says, what is grief if not love persevering? It's that love that exists. And when you come to terms with that love and why it's so powerful, you reach a new level of homeostasis where it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel depressed because someone is no longer here. That's fine. That's what makes it beautiful. So the small little part that I can do is just to make sure I celebrate those people while they're here, so that when we see them in death, when we see them off, when they pass away, yes, there's going to be tears. Yes, it's going to be sad. But at the same time, we can just sit back and we can celebrate them. We can laugh about all the funny things. Like, to me, that's truly beautiful. You became my favorite YouTuber since your live stream of 2017's Game Awards. I live streamed that? See, that just goes to show you. I guess I'm becoming that type of, like, you know how some anime voice actors, when you tell them like, oh my god, you were my favorite voice in this show, and they're like, I was in that? I don't know. Like, I had no idea I live streamed that Game Awards. That's crazy, Sean, but I appreciate you sticking around, man. Thank you. I know that feeling, Neo. My mom passed away in 2019 and 9 days later was my birthday. Oh my god, Oblivion. Like, it's rough, man, because the older you get, you start thinking things about all the people in your life. I remember as a kid, I was like, oh my god, all my people in my life, they're gonna live forever. And then the older you get, you come to terms with that. It's insane, man, but you know, we all go through it in our own way. And it's important that we all have these conversations with one another and we normalize these things, which is why my DMs are always open. If you guys ever want to talk about stuff like Instagram, Twitter, like if you ever going through shit, just hit me up and we can talk. I can't promise I'll get back immediately, but I will get back and we can talk about some stuff, because we're all humans. We all go through the same shit, no matter the color of our skin or, you know, who our favorite persona waifu is. Like, I don't know why I added so much emphasis on the waifu part, but yeah, you know, Chie is best girl, by the way. But yeah, it's important. It's important to have this dialogue. Oh, that's beautiful, Grimdark. He said, I will not say, do not weep, for not all tears are an evil. Yep, that's a great quote, dude. Love is all we need to survive. It gets you through a lot of things, man. I lost my cousin at 20 years old due to COVID. It made me pretty hard because before that, I wasn't really taking COVID seriously. And it happens, Julian Harris. Like, you don't take it seriously until it affects a loved one. Like, even nowadays, I'm fully vaccinated and all that stuff, but I still wear my mask when I go places. People call me paranoid, like, oh, why are you wearing that, man? You're vaccinated. I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm good. The worst part is old friends who ignore your invites to hang out will not care until you're dead. Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of life trapped in my psyche, which is why I always say it's best to keep your circle small. I would much rather have a couple of close friends and 100 acquaintances, because acquaintances are very different than friends. An acquaintance to me could be something like a coworker who I have some discussions with. But if I call you a friend, if I really call you a friend, that means I fuck with you. Like, those are the type of people who I invite to Sunday dinner. Those are the type of people who, if they needed me at 2 a.m. in the morning, I don't care. I'm in my shoes, in my pajamas, going to them. Like, to me, that's very important. But it takes a while to get to that point where people have the revelation. Because not every single person who you're cool with is a friend. Sometimes you can have people who you're cool with who you're just cool with, and that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, the important thing is to not worry about those people trapped in my sight. Because if, again, it goes back to what we were saying when we talk about dating. If you like somebody and they like you back, they will make that time for you no matter what it is. And like the older we get, bro, like some of us have families, some of us have kids, some of us are in school, going back to school, work multiple jobs, but we still find time to do stuff. And if they're a true friend and you, like, honest to God, view them as a friend and they view you as a friend, they'll hang out with you, man. So don't worry too much about those people. It'll be rough. It'll be rough. It'll definitely be rough trying to get over them. But in time, man, in time, you'll find the people who really fuck with you for you, man. $5 super chat coming in from Blue Senshi 19. Bro, you're catching me in the feels. I just thought about my grandma passing away. Wait, whoa, hold on. I'm sorry. I was reading two different things. I'm sorry. Bro, you're catching me in the feels. I just thought about my grandma almost going to be the 10th anniversary of her passing. Thanks for the good cry. That wasn't my intention, guys, because, you know, we like to have fun. But I think it's also important to have these conversations. And it's okay to cry, man. Like, it is so okay to cry for whatever reason, guys. It is okay to cry. Whatever you're going through. Someone passes away. You're going through shit in your life. Whatever. Just let yourselves emote. Do not bottle that stuff up. Do not. Don't do it. But yeah, Blue Senshi, like I said, I'm always here if you need to talk, man. 499 from Zack Rodriguez. Neo, you were so right. We really got to appreciate those we care for and can relate to. True friends, family, and people you can be open with is huge. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like, I pride myself on being a really easy person to talk to. Like, I don't have any ulterior motives. This isn't just some sort of ploy to get emotional stimulus, I guess, from people to show that I am a real human. I'm not just a YouTuber here for your money and views. Like, no, I talk about real shit because this is the shit I go through in my life. And if I can be that person to show people that it's okay to cry and have these conversations, then so be it. Like, my time on here on YouTube, I love talking about video games. I love joking about stuff, memes, ranting. That stuff is amazing, and it'll always hold a very special place in my heart. But more so than that is just this connection and these bonds that we've formed. Like, that's the stuff I'm going to remember 50, 60 years from now when YouTube is like shut down or something. And I'm like, you know, I remember all those people. And some of us will still be talking. We'll still be communicating. That's the best part. And 279 from Leon Mikas. You're doing the Naruto talk no jutsu. Oh, man. But you see, I'm not trying to get out of a plot hole. I'm not trying to introduce some plot armor. I'm not, but I appreciate that, Leon. Thank you, bro. Everybody raise your arms up and wave. We all know you a real one, Neo. Now, you a real one, Sean. Everyone here is a real one. What's going on, Cold? How you doing, bro? I can't believe the Spider-Man web swing is better in Fortnite than the Avengers. Oh, yeah! Yo, so, listen, I don't play Fortnite. You guys know that. To me, Fortnite... I have a boomer moment when I play Fortnite. I still, to this day, don't understand what Fortnite's about. Like, I know it's a battle royale, and you pew, 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 pew people, and you have all these different skins of characters, and then you have the building stuff, which plays a role, but I still don't get it, dude. I still don't fucking get it. But one thing I love about Fortnite is seeing all those collaborations, man. You had John Wick, Chun-Li, you had Master Chief, Kratos, and now Spider-Man's in Fortnite, bro. Spider-Man is going around with the fucking AK-47, bro. I fucking love it. But what's funny about this situation, and the reason why he brings it up, is the swinging mechanics in that game are better than the actual Avengers game, where they spent like a whole year working on this character. That is. Listen, I don't like to rag on that Avengers game, man. It gets boring after a while, but every single time they do something new, it is like, damn, do y'all put no effort in this? Oh my god. Oh yeah, dude, DimWitMonkey, bro, going through the airports and shit. You would think that, because, you know, if you don't, you know, follow the rules, you're not gonna get on the flight. But some people still act a fool, man. Like, one of my friends, she's a flight attendant. She always tells me that probably once every couple weeks, they got to kick somebody off the flight because they're not following the rules. And it's just so simple, man. It's so simple. It's so simple. But people don't. I'm a boomer when it comes to shooters in general. I'm an old school RTS and CRPG guy. Hey, listen, I appreciate it, man. And you know, the thing is, like, with a lot of genres, you know, some genres just aren't being made anymore. Like, shoot 'em ups, you don't really see too many of them. I mean, we see them, but not really. Not coming out from major studios. Just everything nowadays is more about the social, interconnected experiences. And trust me, I love those as much as the next guy. But sometimes you just want a fun mech game, or sometimes you just want just to beat 'em up. Like, that stuff is great. He took inspiration from Uncle Ben's killer. Oh God. Jesus Christ. That's Uncle Ben's killer. I'm dead. Dude, Fortnite, like, does Fortnite have any Nintendo characters or not yet? I don't think they're ever going to allow. Samus can make sense, but the problem is Nintendo doesn't want to see Samus running around with a Glock. They don't want that. They need the arm cannon. They don't need that. But they're going to listen. I need Naruto's in Fortnite now. I might play Fortnite just for that. I want to see Naruto going around and saying, I'm out of chakra, but I ain't out of options. Rasengan. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, so they did want Samus. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Nintendo is very protective of their IP. Yes, Age of Empires, dude. That's why I love Xbox Game Pass, man, because I can go ahead and play that shit. I need to get down. You know what? I'm probably going to play that next month, Grimdark, because January is a very slow month for gaming. So it's going to give me opportunities to go through some games I didn't get a chance to this year. Like right now, I have like 5 games that I'm close to completion, and I want to finish up all those. And then January, I'm probably gonna start Life is Strange: True Colors in January. I've had that sitting on my hard drive for a while, bro. Age of Empires and some other things, but then February gets wild, dude. There's too much stuff in February. I can't. You know, shit's crazy when you see Naruto shooting Kratos, which currently mid gunfight with a storm. Oh my god. Glock Sengan. I love it. I love it, bro. Do you think Square Enix should just sell off their Western divisions to different companies and Crystal Dynamics to Microsoft and just sell to Sony since they don't put games on Xbox anyway? Okay, so I do agree. I think that Square Enix needs to get out of the business of Western developers. They've fumbled the bag too many times, man. Way too many times. And I don't even think they're interested in it, because every single time they talk about a Western studio, if it's not a bona fide hit, they're going to talk shit. Like the Avengers game, kept talking shit about that. Tomb Raider not selling whatever their expectation was in 2013, talk shit about it. What they did to Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Oh my god, what they did to that game. They just need to get out of that shit and focus on Japanese games, because they're incapable of handling Western studios. It's just a different philosophy. But one thing I am glad about Square Enix is they don't hold the IPs hostage. Like for Hitman, for example, they could have just said, you know, fuck you, we're gonna keep Hitman, we're gonna do our own thing. But they let IO Interactive hold on to it. So hopefully they do the same thing with Tomb Raider. Like, let's say, for example, Crystal Dynamics ends up getting bought by Microsoft. They just let them have Tomb Raider. I think that'd be dope. But I don't think they'd go exclusively Sony, because they're leaving a lot of money on the table not working on Nintendo games. A lot of money on the table. My man Wario got a piece. Listen, what you guys got to worry about is not if Wario gets into Fortnite. What y'all got to worry about is if Waluigi ever gets into Fortnite. Because if Waluigi gets into Fortnite, oh, it's fucking over. He is wrecking. He was going to town on everybody in that game. Everybody. Because he didn't get into Smash Bros. That's it. It's not about what's right. It's about what's fair. And he's going to kill every single character who got into Smash Bros first. Oh my god. Wait, Ryu is in Fortnite, right? Ryu from Street Fighter is in Fortnite, right? I know Chun-Li's in there, but I think Ryu's in there too, right? Either way, whatever character is in Fortnite that is also in Smash Bros, that's first on Wario's list. That's first on his list. I'm surprised they didn't put since we're talking about Hitman, I'm surprised they didn't put Agent 47 in Fortnite. Unless they did, I don't know. Like I said, I don't play Fortnite. Oh, they got the Freedom Fighters rights back. Okay, cool. So Square is good in that respect of letting them have their IPs. Only Ryu. How do you complete your games, Neo? So it depends. Like, before a few years back, I had a really bad problem where I would game hop, and then I ended up never really completing games. I'd have a lot of games at 75% completion, but I rarely finished them. But now what I do is I play 1 to 2 games at a time, and that's it. So right now in my rotation, I have Halo Infinite, which is, you know, now I have the campaign. That's part of it. Guardians of the Galaxy, I have that. And I'm going through and finishing up Returnal. Because, you know, like I said, it's fully patched and everything, so I can actually finish it without it crashing all the time. But other than that, I don't really like to play more than 2 or 3 games at a time. Because then, you know, you run into that issue where it's like, oh, I like this, let me try that. You want to focus on 1 to 3 games and finish those before you move on to the next. That's it. And that's been working really well for me, man. Do you have any plans for Christmas? Honest to God, bro, not really. This is gonna be a very, very quiet Christmas. Well, Christmas is very quiet in general. We don't do too much outside of just, it's the time where we're all together, so we just want to have that experience, whatever it is, whether it's staying indoors or, since we live in New York, we go to the city, see the tree and all that. But Christmas plans are very low key. We don't travel since most of our family lives down south, so, you know, traveling is another hurdle because sometimes, you know, you don't get the time off work, or people got different plans, or people are going to everyone else's different houses. Because, you know, the older you get, when people get married, you got to split up the holidays and shit. Now, thankfully, no one here has to split up holidays because none of us are married. But, you know, if we did live down south and those families had also the families that one person married into, or they married into, had other families and their big families, they have to pick and choose like what holiday. Like, okay, this year we spend Thanksgiving with them, next year we spend Christmas here. You know what I'm saying. Let's see. He's taking out his pain on the default. Yeah, I've heard about Freedom Fighters. I don't know anything about it, but like I'm conscious of this existence. They got to go back and start making some of those like really narrative heavy first person shooters, bro. Like, you still have stuff like Metro. And then Stalker 2 is coming out. That'll be pretty cool to see. But yeah, you don't like BioShock. I'm surprised there really aren't a lot of games like BioShock that have come out, you know? I'm excited to see what the new one does. Hopefully, fingers crossed it's good. What are your thoughts on if EA makes Star Wars Battlefront 3? If EA can not do what they did with the first 2 Battlefront games, I'm interested, because Battlefront 2, once it got, you know, all the shit situated and it found its footing, it's a really good game, guys. Very fun multiplayer. So if they can just let, you know what? I don't know, man, because DICE just got to launch one game at a time. Because Battlefield 2042, I'm enjoying it, but I'd be lying if I told y'all I played it more than once a week. I only play Battlefield 2042 once a week. So if you go and look at my stats in that game, very, very low rank. Because that's because they had a lot of shit they had to figure out. But it's getting better. I just wish it wasn't in this state when it launched. So for me, I want DICE to work on like one game at a time. Like, focus on Battlefield and that's it. What part of the South? Georgia, my friend. Georgia. Neo, when are we getting another movie live stream watch along? I missed the Blog TV Justin TV days. That's a good question, Julian Harris. So I don't think I'll probably do one like on YouTube, because, you know, just copyright. But what I've been thinking about doing is doing like Discord watch alongs where we just pick a movie, we all sync up, and we just sit in the chat, we just watch it, we roast it if it's a funny movie. I think that'd be pretty fun. But again, I have to get like a good gauge of, you know, people who'd want to watch it. What would we watch? Oh, I'm surprised nobody brought up Deathloop. I'm surprised nobody brought up like the fact that Deathloop didn't win Game of the Year. I was sure that Deathloop was gonna sweep up them awards, man. Because the way the industry was talking about Deathloop, you would think Deathloop was the Breath of the Wild of this fucking generation, with the way people was talking about it. I still need to play Deathloop, man. It's on sale. Is it still on sale? I saw it on sale on PS5 for like $30. That's not bad. But I think it was I saw it on sale somewhere. I think it was Green Man, or is it Humble? One of the two things. 1 second. Let me just type it. I think it was like $14.99 on Humble, I think. Deathloop. $14.99. Let's see. I said Deathloop, not Deathloop. Deathloop. Let's see, Deathloop. $14.99. Where is it? I just saw it this week, man. I just saw it this week. Where did it go? Either way, Deathloop was on sale for like ridiculously cheap on PC, like $15. Okay, here it is. It was on Green Man Gaming. It was on sale for like $17. It's probably bad. It might have been a price error. Let me see how much it is now. Oh, Final Fantasy Endwalker just staring me in the eye. Oh no, it's not on sale anymore. Fuck. But it was on sale for like a good day for like $17. Damn it. Probably should have bought it. But you know, at this rate, the way it's dropping down in price, I'll get it at some point. Let's see. Let's see. We got a $5 super chat coming in from my homie, aka Havoc. This is the guy I was talking to y'all about. Thanks for the B-Day shout out. Told my daughter you're an anime fan. These are her favorites. Maid-sama, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Fruits Basket, Naruto, and her name is Bella. Oh my god, bro. That's amazing. That's amazing. First, I'll tell your daughter that she's got some good taste right there. How old is your daughter, and why is she watching Attack on Titan? But then again, I'm not one to judge. I mean, shit I used to watch as a kid. Shit I've been watching. But yeah, shout out to her, man. And Havoc, I hope you're enjoying your birthday, man. Seriously. Now she wants to meet you too. Yo, you know what the weird thing is, Havoc? This happens all the time. So like in my last relationship, right? My ex's nephew was obsessed with me, man. Because nobody in the family played video games or knew about this YouTube stuff. So when my ex was telling the nephew, like, oh yeah, you know, my boyfriend, he's big into video games. He does YouTube videos. And he's like, wait, what? What games does he play? And it was just so fucking funny, man. Like every single time, like he would go over to her house, he was like, is Chris coming over? When is Chris coming over? How is Chris doing? Like he wouldn't even ask her. He's just like, where's Chris? I want to talk to Chris. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like I just, kids these days. I'm a real hit with the youngsters, as they say. How do you do, fellow kids? She's 12, turning 13 in March. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's old enough then. She's good. Oh, take it easy, Detonator. Have a good night, bro. Charlotte. I've heard of Charlotte. Dude, wait. Which Fruits Basket did she watch, Havoc? Did she watch the new one? Or did she watch the one from like 20 years ago? Like, I enjoyed both a lot, but the new one is really good. Oh, man. Asbelant. Yo. Dude, I remember because I grew up when anime on Adult Swim was in its prime. So the latest I'd ever have to stay up to watch something was like maybe 12:30, you know, 1 o'clock on Saturdays. But nah, man, like I know some of these cats nowadays, they be putting like new episodes at 2, 3 a.m. I was like, all right, that's a little too much for me, bro. Yeah, Playboy, we broke up. Was it last summer? Summer 2020. Yeah, fingers crossed we start seeing more Japanese games on Xbox. I think what it comes down to is Microsoft has to start money hatting. They got to start money hatting. There's no way these companies, if they weren't putting games on Xbox before, they're not going to do it now because Xbox just doesn't have a presence in Japan. And, you know, just being honest, the way the game sells on Xbox versus PlayStation, there's more people that have PlayStation. And if you have a PlayStation, 9 times out of 10, you're probably a fan of anime. I'm not saying that Xbox fans aren't a fan of anime, because there's a lot in here, but, you know, the correlation of, okay, if you're a big anime fan and you like anime games, you'll probably have a PlayStation. Oh, she watched both? Okay, your daughter has got some great taste, Havoc. Listen, Havoc, when we all meet up and have this big old Sunday dinner of ours, like, we can all chop it up about anime. Because like I said, yo, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about, like, just getting together and hanging out with people. You know, like, the people I fucks with, I want to hang out. The only problem is everybody lives so far apart. Like, my boy Havoc, he's like a good, like, 2 hours away from me, man. It's just like, fuck. It's like, why are all the cool people I know in other universes? Oh, Dax, what's going on, bro? Mr. Positive Gamer. Dude, I still have some Tokyo Pop mangas. The Kingdom Hearts mangas. Them First Prince, bruh. Kingdom Hearts. I have Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, and a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 2. Because I'm sure some of y'all remember. Asbelon definitely remembers this. That's, like I said, Asbelon's the encyclopedia. There was a period in time where, like, they stopped putting out the Kingdom Hearts manga. Like, years it went on hiatus. My daughter says meeting you is a necessity now. Oh my god, dude, that's awesome. Holy shit. That is awesome, bro. Shout out to Bella, man. Shout out to Bella. Oh, J Redux, I'm one of those people who stayed up to 1 a.m. You know what it was? Like, I remember Saturday nights watching watching Adult Swim. Saturday nights, I remember, like, in 06, every Saturday I had a tradition, man. Me and my sister, we'd go to the Stop and Shop, which, for those who don't know, that's like our local grocery supermarket. You know, it's pretty big in the Northeast. Stop and Shop, giant. We'd go every Saturday and we just buy a shit ton of junk food, and then we would just come home and watch anime, man. And around that time, they were playing Bleach, Trinity Blood. Oh my god, what else were they playing at that time? FMA had already finished its run, so it was just reruns. What were they playing on Adult Swim around, like, 2006? Inuyasha was still airing. Because I think that was the time where they started to cut back on a lot of the anime, like 2006, 2008. Dude, yo. You know what the funny thing is? When I got my Xbox 360, my first background, which it was after the Blades, so this is like 2000, so when they did the update in 2009, I don't know if this theme cost money or I bought it, but I bought an Itachi. No, I think it was free. It was like an Itachi wallpaper, and I had that on my 360 for so many years, man. I had a Sasuke profile pic too. I don't know, something about that Uchiha clan to a 13-year-old was so fucking cool, bro. Death Note, yeah, Death Note. Yeah, Death Note was like 2007, though. Around that time. So yeah, Julian Harris, you're right. And Code Geass around that time. I think Kakaishi's Store Life Stories. Kakaishi was around that time, yeah. That 2006-8 range. Yo, S-Cry-D. Oh, see, this is why I love hanging with y'all, because y'all, if I forget something or I don't know something, I just ask y'all and you know it. This is awesome. Do you think 343 will make a new IP since Halo Infinite's supposed to be a 10-year project? I would love for them to do that. I am a firm believer that you should not stick one developer on one franchise. You should let them flex their creative muscles. I want 343 to do something different. Complete different. Single player focused narrative. Like, sure, go for it. Don't focus on multiplayer. Don't focus on anything that. Just do what you want to do. While the main bulk of the team works on Halo Infinite going forward with expansions and all that stuff. So I would hope so, but I don't know, man. First things first, I want to make sure, they got to make sure that Halo it can stand on its own 2 feet for years to come before they start experimenting with other stuff. So the important thing is to make sure Infinite is good for at least the first year or two. Where do you live in New York, Neo? My family's summer house is in Riverdale, Bronx, if you ever come down. Yeah, Riverdale's about a good, like 25 minutes away from me, man. So yeah, if you ever come down, we'll definitely chop it up. We'll head to the city. We'll throw back a few drinks. That'll be fun. Do you think Kid Icarus Uprising should get an enemy like Hyperdimension Neptunia in Persona 5? Michael, I'm not sure what that question's asking. An enemy like Hyperdimension in Tunia or Persona 5? I don't get it. Blood Plus. Yes, Corey Gryffindor. That's another one. Yep. I think Blood Plus had a really cool intro. I liked the music. Oh, an anime. Oh, okay. Thank you for translating, Nay. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Nintendo is that they're so protective of their IP that they're not gonna they don't want another situation like those old Mario cartoons or the old Zelda stuff. So they're not going to go ahead and do something like that. I think for some, like Metroid, in my personal opinion, could work well as a live action movie, as an animated series. Perfect, because Metroid has a lot more lore by comparison to something like a Mario. Same thing for Zelda. Could make for a great animated series. But what it comes down to is, does Nintendo want to invest in that? And what are the type of stories they're going to tell? Because the second they start adding more dialogue and put voices to it, you know, it's opening up a can of worms, man. Especially in the case of Zelda, because then you have continuity you have to contend with. Oh yeah, that first Durar opening, dude. How did it go? Uragi. Oh my god, that song is hype. Do you live near Portchester? I've been out there to see shows at the Capitol Theater. I live about half an hour away from Portchester. Yes, I am. I'm aware of Portchester, yeah. Yeah, Durarara was a great anime. Oh, snap. Depunked. What's going on, Adrian? Good to see you. Yo, it's so funny because Gore was in my last stream, and I think Sam was in the stream before that. So it's like every week I get a new member of the crew. That's awesome, Adrian. I hope you're doing well, bro. Neo, bring that jazz. Oh, you know it, NKD, and you know it, bro. You know what the thing is? I probably have to watch some Mario lore deep dives. Maybe I'll go and do that. Because I love looking at like Zelda timeline stuff, dude. And every single time there's a new mainline Zelda game, it just changes things, and there's a whole new batch of theories. That's like my underrated type of not really underrated, but I just don't talk about it much. I love really competently made theory videos. Not just theory videos that are easy to do, like, oh, what would happen if this did this? I'm talking like legit deep dives into it. Did you see the Grand Theft Auto Online Franklin DLC with Dr. Dre? I did, and I was excited about it until it said GTA Online. I don't know. I'm gonna see what it's hitting for at first. I'm gonna hear some impressions before I re-download GTA 5. Cause I just want like, you know how they put out Ballad of Gay Tony and The Lost and the Damned? I want that. We need to bring us all together for a legacy podcast someday. Dude, that's what I'm saying, Adrian, man. Like, we've been in the content creation game for years, bro. Like, dude, every year around this time, I go back and I rewatch your podcast, Palutena's Army, the VGA talk from 2011. That shit was fucking hilarious, bro. Like, y'all start out with that explicit story about this. Oh my god, bro. She's my cherry pie. That brings me back, bro. I still remember that. It was my first semester of college, and I was prepping for my final that day, and I had that on in the background, and I just couldn't focus because that shit was so funny. Viewing Blood Plus on Tubi, taking me almost 10 years to finish it. Jesus Christ. Do you guys ever have like a show or a game where it just takes you years to finish for no reason? It's not that you dislike it, it just takes you a long time. Not because it's long, but it's just like, for whatever reason, you can't finish it. Like, I've had a few series like that. What anime games you be playing the most? I don't really play anime games like that, bro. Even the good ones. Like, the last anime game I played was the Demon Slayer one, and it just reminded me of why I don't play anime games. If I was big into fighting games, I would definitely be on Fighters, but I'm only on Fighters like a couple times a year, and that's just to play with my friend, and I get mopped all the time. Because he's just doing this crazy shit I've never seen anybody do. People be going buck wild on these fighting games, man. So do you think the new Mario Party is a cash grab, considering they could have just added DLC to the previous one? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's just what Nintendo does, you know? And people buy it, so I can't get mad. I can't get mad if this is what people want. I just choose to divert my energy elsewhere, you know? But if somebody enjoys it, that's fine. It took you more than a month to beat Sonic Forces, and it was only 3 hours. Well, listen, Trapped in My Psych, I don't blame you for taking that long to beat Sonic Forces. Every time you turn it on, you're just like, fuck! It was a different time, man. I got students now. They can't be digging around and finding that stuff. I'm telling you, Adrian. I'm telling you. Which is why I'm kind of glad I never went off the rails with my content. I never went too explicit. Like the worst is probably profanity, but I've never said anything that's like, wow, that's out there. You know? Because I was always conscious, because my mom, you know, because my mom, when I was a kid, she always watched my videos. She's like, you never know who's watching, so I'm going to watch your videos to let you know. So I had to keep shit clean and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I got a little raunchy, but never crazy stuff where I would just be like, oh boy. Because, you know, some people online in these game industries, they go wild, man. Dragon Age Inquisition took me 3 years to finish because I hated the writing so much and retconning Origins lore. Damn. That's depressing. Because Dragon Age Inquisition, I have it on my list. I started it, never finished it. So to me, it's like I never started it in the first place. But damn, man. Like, I've heard people enjoy that game, but just not as much as Origins. All right. Neo, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Jedi Fallen Order and Nier Automata? If we're talking game ratings, like, I would give Jedi Fallen Order a solid 8.5 out of 10. Nier Automata, 9 out of 10. Straight up 9 out of 10. I don't give things 10 out of 10s, to be honest. I like, the highest I go is 9, which then again, if I say that, does 9 become the new 10? I don't know. But yeah, Nier Automata is like a 9. Jedi Fallen Order is like an 8.5. You know what's crazy? You remember how as a kid, certain games felt ridiculously long for no reason, and then you revisit them as an adult and they're like 4 hours long? That was me with, oh, here's a perfect game. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the PlayStation 2. Like, that was one of my favorite games to play as a kid. I loved Harry Potter. And for whatever reason, it took me 4 years to finish that game. This is a movie license title that's maybe 4 hours long. Why did it take me 4 years and restarting the game multiple times just to finish it? I have no good idea. But yeah, that's one example. You need to bring the NGS vlogs back. I might, but they probably wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same like style as I used to, because that's more like of a news roundup thing with my personal life interjected. Whereas like the Ask Neos are kind of like where I talk about my personal life when it's applicable. But you never know. Never say never. I might just do an old style vlog for the sake of. New subscribers are going to be so confused. They're going to be like, what is this? I just started the day talking about, oh, okay, so, you know, I had a really dope sandwich from Burger King. And then, oh, by the way, I just announced this new game. Like, that's how wild. I remember I started a vlog. Eating an egg salad sandwich. And I said, all right, let's talk about some anime stuff. Oh my God, man. That brings me back, bro. Asking You is just NGS Vlogs live. Basically. Oh, man. So I'm looking at the clock, you guys, and we've been going for 3 hours. Holy shit. So before the fatigue starts to set in, I think we're about to wrap this stream up for the night, because your boy still got to go downstairs and cook him some food. Yes, all my social media outlets and handles informations are going to be down below in the video description, y'all. Give your boy a follow on Twitter, twitter.com/NeoGameSpark. Follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/PhantomNGS. That's where I congregate the most if you want to hit me up and talk about some stuff. But before we do that, a couple of things we have to do. So first things first, I want to thank all of the Patreon supporters and the YouTube members, some of which who have joined from the stream. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much to everybody who donated super chats. Y'all the best. And of course, thank you so much to all the mods here doing God's work. We got Flame, Asbel Lant, Corey Gryffindor, NKDN. I'm scrolling up to see if there's anybody else here right now. No, I think it's just y'all we rocking with. I think DIMWITMONKEY, he might still be here. Maybe he left. But either way, shout out to all the mods tonight. And before we go, we got to do something that has become tradition on Ask Neo, which is the hydration check. Now, what is a hydration check? As y'all know, a hydration check is my way of making sure that all of y'all stay hydrated. Simple as that. So you grab your favorite H2O beverage of choice, not this one because this is empty. When I started the stream, this thing was damn near full, and it just goes to show you how much water I drink on a basis. What I'm going to do is, I came prepared this time. Yeah, your boy Neo is learning, y'all. I came prepared. Oh, and here's the tea of the day. Here's the tea of the stream. Star Wars. Oh my god, I gotta show y'all something. All right, this is not sus at all, but I'm gonna show y'all my legs. So I'm gonna show y'all these pants that I'm wearing. Oh my god, you guys are not gonna believe this. And this is not a strip. This is not a strip. This is not the start of the NeoGameSpark OnlyFans. It is not. But I'm gonna show y'all my pants real quick. Right? And this is how fucking tall I am. Like, look at this shit. So this pant, I'm not sure if you guys can see. Some of y'all might be able to see right here. Right? Oh, this looks so wrong. Oh, Don Otaku, what's up? $10 super chat for Don Otaku. I'm late, but I'm here. Oh, you are in for a show, my friend. If you can see, this man said Loot Neo. Yo, he's the damn like, yo, y'all niggas sus, bro. So, this pair of pants I wear. Can y'all guess the type of pant I'm wearing? You can sort of see. You can sort of see what it is. I feel so bad for all the people coming in right now. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But this pair of pants I got, you're gonna be so surprised, right? Well, bam. I'm wearing a pair of bleach sweatpants. Bleach sweatpants. I got this a few years back when I was sponsored by Loot Anime. They used to send me monthly boxes, and after a while I just didn't open the boxes because there was just so many of them. So once my partnership was over and everything, I was like, okay, now will be a really good time for me to open these boxes. And I finally did, and I found out they have these bleach sweatpants, which is pretty fucking dope, man. I'm not even gonna lie. They're very lightweight, so they're not really the pair of sweatpants I would wear outside. But for lounging about, they are perfect, man. Oh, I saw the orange hair and I thought it was Haikyuu. Oh, very close, very close. But everybody who guessed Ichigo in the chat, I'm gonna give y'all a chocolate chip cookie or something. But yeah, let me go get the actual thing I was supposed to. I came prepared with some more water for this stream. I didn't even show the shirt I was wearing. Okay, so shout out to my boy Shut Up Gabe. He got this for me for Christmas last year. This is Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I'm not sure if this is exactly the Japanese poster that released or it's just something that was inspired, but it is in Japanese. Empire Strikes Back, and I think it's fucking sick because you have the duel between them right here, and then of course you have the AT-ATs and all that stuff. It's beautiful. I love it. Okay, now we've gotten that over and done with, let's do this hydration check, man. Whew. That boy Neo hyped for that Bleach anime return, despised how much he clowned it before it got canceled. Listen, I'm happy for the Bleach fans. 2016 Neo would roast Bleach fans. 2021 Neo, he's like, you know what? Y'all have fun. It's a lesson in growth, my friends. But yeah, this is gonna be brutal. Everybody grab your favorite H2O beverage of choice. Water, not tequila. Flame, no toilet water. And on the count of 3, we're gonna chug. 1, 2, 3. We should probably create, I gotta get a designer to design like a water emote for the members so they could just post that there. But yeah, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, hydration. Hennessy, oh my god. This man's about to die tonight. Holy shit. He said Mayo time. Oh, that's all you. That's all you, trapped in my psych. But yeah, you guys. Thank you so much for another fantastic Ask Neo. Like I said, this is one of the highlights of my week. Just being able to chop it up with y'all. And like I said, until further notice, Ask Neos will continue to be on Saturday until there comes a Saturday where you don't see Ask Neo. So don't rock the boat too much, man. Don't rock the boat too much. But yeah, you guys, enjoy the rest of your evenings, the afternoons, your mornings, play a lot of games, eat a lot of good foods. If this is the last time I see some of y'all before the holidays, then Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy whatever holiday you celebrate. And yeah, if you're listening to this on playback, thank you so much for sitting through another Ask Neo. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on in the future. Like, we have a lot of streams before the end of the year. We have the anniversary stream. We have the Doki Doki stream. We got the Roast of Flame stream. That's going to be a really good one. Enlist the help of all the people in the community. We got a lot of good stuff happening. But, you know, above all else, I want to thank y'all for being you. Thank y'all for being the amazing individuals that you are. And for Media for now, my name is NGS signing out. And like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.